Hello, everyone, and welcome. We decided to split out the Tiermaker list for every Bungie Halo campaign level into a separate video. Welcome back, Jaycee. How you doing?
Not too bad, thank you, Scavenger. So, yeah, once again, looking forward to doing this tier ranking system for all the levels of the Bungie era of Halo.
Yeah,
It's going to be it looks like quite a task. We don't know how long it's going to take at this point, but yeah, it's going to be interesting with our opinions and what everyone else might be saying about it too. Like
yeah,
at the end of the day, they're all opinions. But there's a few levels, there's a few standouts there where we kind of know where they're going to sit. I would agree, but there's some of them we don't know where they're going to sit.
yeah.
So,
I imagine we're going to
mm,
get through this pretty quickly. Editor Scavenger splicing my way in here. As you can probably guess, we did not get through it quickly. Maybe pop this one on in the background because there's a lot of us just talking to the Tiermaker list, not a lot of actual video content. So treat it a little bit more like a podcast and let's get back to it. Because I think we know where our opinions sit on these levels. We've been exposed to them enough, I guess,
mm,
especially recently. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of differences of opinion on some of the levels and just sort of work out where they land. Um, might be a little difficult because we don't have like names for all of these levels, so working out which tile is
mm,
which, we might just have to start with some of the obvious ones and
yeah,
work our way through it by elimination,
yeah,
basically.
definitely right. And
But
I know for a fact that I'm not very familiar with all the ODST levels. So I'll just have to be like picking out the thumbnail and saying, "Oh yeah, what's that one there with the building and the ship?" Because I know it's not any of the other games.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, so you continue. You were going to say something.
I was just gonna say we'll just have to
Mm.
do it by a process of elimination, and
Yeah.
yeah, basically we might leave some of the iconic ones till closer to the end,
Mm.
but for the most part, I think we will just be able to, yeah, by process of elimination, work our way through them all.
Can you zoom in on your monitor? You know how you can go like zoom mode. Yeah,
Maybe
do
I can
that.
zoom in a bit more.
Yeah, maybe try that. I think I can see it better now. Um, the first one looks like it's in Halo 2. What's the one with the? Is it Quarantine Zone? No, no,
This
it's one of
one,
those Sacred Icon, isn't it? The first one.
yeah, this one looks like Halo Reach.
Is it Halo Reach? Is it?
Oh no, it could be Data Hive in ODST.
Oh yeah, it could be Data Hive actually. I just thought it was those bridges in Sacred Icon. You know when you go in that infested area with the flood. I thought it was
Yeah,
that.
honestly, I can't
Um,
tell. It doesn't have the names of the levels.
mm.
Look, let's just start with Halo from Halo CE.
All
We know
right.
this.
So
We know this one.
this this is going to be a group decision. Now this is our
It's not
like rating
actually
our
a.
favorite
It's
maps.
not actually a D, by the way, people. I'm just putting it
No,
here so that
it's
we know which
that
level
would
we're
be
talking
an
about.
insult to everybody. All right, so now this is a group decision here for our our favorite. This it's to do with our favorite maps, isn't it?
We're just
This one.
ranking them. So, like,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
do you think
Or ranking. Yeah.
Halo from Combat Evolved sits as far as like the quality of the level?
S plus, easy.
S plus. Yeah, you
That's fun
see,
because that's the introduction to open maps
exactly.
from.
That's what I was thinking. And because it's
Yeah.
like you get the Warthog, it's the first time you drive the Warthog.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
you're introduced to Foehammer.
Yep.
You know,
The
there's
story
just
open.
yeah,
Mm,
there's just a whole lot of stuff that comes together in this level that starts to give you this appreciation of exploring the world, getting an idea of, you've just landed on this thing. Where the hell are you? What's
hmm
happening? So, yeah, S plus for
Nailed it.
me.
100%. Like he introduced all the mechanics as well, like slowly, slowly. Well, not all of them, but as you go. The scale of the map. Um, yeah, I think it's a perfect S plus map for me.
Yeah. All right. What about Winter Contingency in Halo Reach?
As in level one, isn't it?
Yep.
Look, I want to say a D because I hated going back to it, but that's more of a bias thing. Look, I think for an introductory side of things, from my point of view, because Halo Reach for me personally wasn't my favorite Halo. Um, but as an introductory mission to cement about like who the characters are and what their mission is, it was pretty strong. I'm gonna put it in the B. What about you? What do you think?
Oh, I was thinking B as well because like
Mm.
there's some parts of it that just don't quite hit the idea that it's like holy shit, the Covenant are on Reach.
Yeah.
Like those,
Yeah.
I highlighted it when we were doing one of the playthroughs, and I'm like, these Marines really don't sound like concerned about the Covenant are on Reach. The Covenant are on Reach. There's no like, it's the Covenant. They're on Reach.
Yeah, there's no emotion in it. It's all just like, oh yeah, they're on Reach. Yeah, we got to do something about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the Covenant, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the main threat to the universe, but you know, it's well, one of the main threats, but it's okay. No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah, and it kind of,
Uh,
to me, it kind of also feels a little bit disjointed that there's that bit in the middle where you do the Falcon ride from where you are to
Yep.
the actual terminal thing. What is it? The satellite
yeah,
communications relay or whatever it is.
that's right. And I honestly didn't like the section where you had to be driving the vehicle between those 3 points. I got really over that point.
Because it's not
Yeah.
a Warthog.
No, that's the one. It's not
Civilian truck.
just a shit truck, and you had to drive to 3 different points or whatever it was, and it was boring. Didn't like it. Yeah.
Let's see. What's next? Let's go the Maw.
The Maw. Oh my god.
With the
For
Warthog
me,
run.
Yep. What's your opinion on this one? You start with this one.
This one for me.
We'll take it in turns.
This one for me, I'm putting it S tier.
Yep.
Purely down to like the element of it being kind of at that point you're realizing that a lot of the assets are just being recycled.
Mm-hmm.
You've been through 2 betrayals where you've gone backwards through Assault on the Control Room. You've been through Keys where you're going back through Truth and Reconciliation again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to this level where it's like, oh god, the Maw. The only thing that makes up for it is the Warthog run, because that is a completely separate part of the level. But yeah, you revisit the bridge, you revisit the cryo bay, you revisit the mess hall. It's like, come on, how are we doing this? Why are we back here?
And just like the Pillar of Autumn as well, it's very labyrinthy in a sense that everything looks exactly the same. Like you get lost pretty easy, but with us we're pretty used to it. So, but with people that are going into it for the first time and everything looks the same, it's just going to get like really annoying. But having said that, like the hype for finishing the game with this level is on another. It's like on another scale. Like, because you've got the music that kicks in, knowing, okay, this is some serious shit. The intensity ramps up in this level a lot. And yeah, as you said, the Warthog run, just to cement that, is fantastic. But my only problem with that section is those hangars and that area, all the tunnels, are just way too big for the entire ship. Like, you think about how big it is and how long of a trek you're driving. You've probably covered the length of how many of those ships.
It's not lore accurate.
You know, yeah, it's not lore accurate.
Bungie have even admitted that it's not lore accurate.
That's exactly right. Yeah, but it was like epic nonetheless. So yeah, for me, it'll sit between an A or an S for me.
It's saved a lot by the fact that the engine room and the Warthog run are just so unique.
Yes.
At that point, when you think about it, if it had just been, you know, the mess hall, the bridge, the cryo bay stuff, then it would have been probably a B tier for me, because like, we're just recycling assets at this point.
Exactly right.
Which I get, you know, it wasn't a huge thing. You know, there wasn't a huge budget behind it, at least not initially. But yeah, it saved a lot by the engine room stuff and the Warthog run.
Yeah, for sure. Very true.
And Guilty Spark throwing that little line out there about humans potentially being forerunners.
Yeah, so this is like making revealing a bit more story, about what's going on behind the scenes and things, and that was really cool. So it was a very effective level, nonetheless, despite being a B tier or whatever. What did we do? A? Was it an A or an S? What did we do?
I've put it in S.
Yeah, let's do it that way because we'll take it in turns, right? So you reviewed that one, and then how do you want? Do you want to do it that way? We'll just take turns and we'll see. It's up to you.
Do that.
You're
the
creator.
Do you want me to just throw you a level, or do you want to pick one?
Throw me a level.
Outskirts, Halo 2.
Outskirts, Halo 2.
We got jackals in the courtyard.
I'm going to say this one's a hard one. It's definitely up there in the high tiers. I love this level.
I don't love it on Legendary.
On Legendary, yeah, it struggles. You've got your experiences with that. You got a whole video based on that.
Yeah, I have a video on my YouTube from 10 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this one as I'm going to say A for this one here.
A, okay.
An A. The reason I'm saying this is because, okay, it's sectioned off into a lot of good moments. So you've got the courtyard battle, an introduction to the hunters and that, which is all really, really good. But remember how exploitable this map was as well. Like, you could be running on the rooftops, you could be doing all that and skipping everything, right?
Yeah.
Like that to me kind of ruined the immersion for this level for me, personally. But if you did it properly, it was really good. Like, the sections that it would lead you into, and then you go inside the buildings and eventually the tunnels to get to Metropolis. So, had a good flow, but if I was to compare this, well, it'll probably be a spoiler to Cairo Station, but I'll skip that part. Let's just leave it for me as an A. Combat was good, but too exploitable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, your turn.
Okay.
Do you want me to throw your level, or do you want to pick one yourself?
Yeah, give me one.
Give you Keys.
Where is this on the...
It is third row, third and third.
Oh, yeah, here we go. I got it. Keys. All right. Again, we're coming back to this thing of, like, asset reuse.
Mm-hmm.
Being back in the ship again. Like, yes, it's the dynamic of now you got the flood to deal with. But there was some elements of that were very just like... They're just going to keep throwing flood at you.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I am probably putting this as a B tier.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that really kind of salvages it is it would be lower for me if there wasn't that element of trying to get, like, you're not aware, even if you pay attention to the fact that you can look through the vent at the start of the level and see Keys is already the grave mind, the proto grave mind.
Yes.
You just sort of got this thing of, like, there's the rush element that you're trying to get to save him. But at the same time, it's dragged back by the fact of, it's like, well, you're here to save him again. He was captured and brought here the first time, and now you're back here again trying to save him.
Yep. And it's kind of like, at that point, it's already too late. As soon as you see him in the vent that he's turned into that, like, I know you can still hear him talk and scream, but by that point, be realistic. It's too late. Like, he's dead. You can't save him. That's my opinion.
And I get from the sense that, like, you still need the neural lace to then trigger the detonation of the fusion reactor on the Pillar of Autumn.
Yes, so but it's a desperation to save him, though. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, you do still need to get to him. But, yeah, just the storyline beat of the fact that he's been captured again and brought back to this ship again.
Yep.
Even though it was the flood this time that captured him and brought him here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just seems... I don't know why the flood wouldn't have taken him to the Pillar of Autumn and had them try to repair the Pillar of Autumn rather than bring it to Truth and Reconciliation. I guess
Good
it would
point.
depend. It would depend on working out which ship was closer, right? From where they got
That
captured in 343 Guilty Spark in the Flood
yes.
research facility. Was it
Yep.
closer for them to get to Truth and Reconciliation, or was it closer for them to get to Pillar of Autumn?
Yeah, that's a good point there.
But I still
That one
think that
there.
it would have made more sense for the Gravemind to take them to the Pillar of Autumn and repair that instead, because it's a human ship.
Yep.
But anyway, it's B tier for me.
That's all right. That's a pretty fair review. I would probably give it the somewhere the same if that was me.
Um, Sacred
Chuck,
Icon.
throw me out. Oh fuck. This one for me is probably I'm gonna put it as a D. I hate this one.
D.
I hate it because first up, I don't like many of the Arbiter missions at all. The only one I really like is probably the Great Journey. That's probably the only level because that's like it cements like like the end of Halo 2 as the Arbiter, which I liked that. A bit of a change from the Master Chief. But these levels here, it was just, excuse my language, but it was just a fuckfest of just stupid things with the Flood. And I know it's supposed to be like, Flood dominant. I get that. But it was too random for me. Like, one you had, in Halo 2, we got to consider we had the lower health pool as well. You had Flood with all this random shit that can come out of anywhere. I didn't really find the levels too exciting either. It was like, okay, you got like all these little windy areas that you go between and all that. Maybe this was the one with the elevator ride, wasn't it? Am I correct? Was there an elevator ride in this one, or was that Quarantine Zone?
No, Quarantine Zone is the one with the gondola.
The gondola, yeah. But yeah, Sacred Icon to me, which is a bit of like a mishmash of random shit. Yeah, not for me, this one. That's my view. I'd like to hear yours, though.
I would kind of go along with that. It kind of felt not a nothing burger. I think Quarantine Zone is more of a nothing burger than Sacred Icon.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you fight through some Flood, and we'll get to Quarantine Zone later. This just really felt like kind of in the same way that the Arbiter level felt like an intermission getting to the Oracle.
Yeah.
Sacred Icon feels like an intermission getting to Quarantine Zone.
That's true. That's true. I can respect it in that sense. I can.
But the problem is that you don't really want the intermissions.
I think, yeah, that's right. But what I felt with the Arbiter is it was all like the Arbiter's missions, they were all too samey to me. Like, apart from that, with the tanks that in Quarantine Zone, everything else felt the same. You just deal with all the Flood, like it's all corridors and just random stuff. But in Sacred Icon, it's more outdoorsy, isn't it? That one there, if I remember correctly, it's outdoorsy mostly.
No,
Oh
not
no,
really.
this one, no, that one's not. This because you start off in that other section with all the winding tunnels and that.
Yeah. It's where you go down a lot of...
You go down and down
a
a
lot
lot.
of chutes.
That's right. So, okay, you know what? Put this one as a C, because the one I'm thinking of is Quarantine Zone, which is more outdoorsy. Okay, there we go. My bad. So, no, this one here is okay. Okay, it's like an introduction to what's going to happen with the chaos of the Flood.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Intermission.
Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong level. Yeah. Shit, I feel like an idiot. Yes, this one was okay. And what I also liked in this one was, like, when you go down the tunnels, there's one of them which is extra long, I think it is. But I didn't like I didn't like the how the tunnels were made. Like you'd slope down and then slope backwards, slope forwards. That was a bit weird to me. But
Yeah.
there was a part where there was suspense in one of the tunnels. Like there was the music that kicked in.
You come
liked
out
that
of it
part.
and then there's just nothing.
There's nothing there. I know. It was like, what the hell was that build up for?
What's all the suspense for?
Yeah, that's right. But I think there was a lot of good visuals in that. Like when you see like out in the distance, you see a lot of stuff. You know how you come to that area where you can see outside as well
Yeah.
before you go down the other tunnel. That part was really cool, where you had the phantoms and stuff. But yeah, C I think is a fair one for this.
The one that gets me with that, and this is not like this is just me thinking about in universe, why would it be this way?
Mm.
The Sentinels and the Enforcer things, the bigger Sentinels, I think they're called Enforcers, they fly everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Why does the tunnel need to be freaking sloped and angular? Why can't it just be a straight fucking tunnel and they can just fly straight up?
Exactly right. My guess for that is because they thought, okay, if we're going to be dropping down a big tunnel, it wouldn't make sense for them to just drop down a straight tunnel and plummet and still survive, right? So they had to make it angled so it would make sense as to why you would survive the fall. Like an afterthought.
They didn't have to make it a tunnel that you fall down as the Arbiter then. They could have just had it as be like a grav lift.
That's true too.
The Covenant got their technology for the grav lifts from somewhere. Why not just have grav lifts?
True. That's a very good point. Very good point. All right, your turn.
Yeah, give me one.
Pick your level. Oh, okay. Savo Highway.
Savo Highway. All right, where are we looking here?
I think it's the end of Row 2.
This is it.
I think that's Savo Highway.
Savo Highway for me, I'm probably going to say... Okay, so you crash down the lift at the end of Crow's Nest, and you got that big warthog sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got that big field where you fight the wraiths.
Yep. That's the one.
I'm probably going to say that's A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good, but it's not great. Like, compared to some of the other levels in Halo 3,
Yep.
there's, like, S and S plus tier levels in Halo 3 that this one just doesn't quite match. It's a great level. It's a great level, but there's better ones.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly feel that the that section with all the wraiths and that, you don't... Like, I know you have a warthog and you have the turret that you can mow down all the wraiths and all that, but I feel like every time we go to that section, you're under-equipped. Like, if you don't have a vehicle, there's no guns around, there's no armory crates to find anything, like no rocket launchers. Have you noticed that? Do you feel under-equipped when you're in that section?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed. Like, there's
What
not
would've
much
been-
ways
what-
to take them down.
What would have been beneficial is just before you go into that zone, if there was a Gauze Hog.
True. Yeah, that would have been really good.
Then you wouldn't have felt as underpowered going in there with a machine gun hog.
Yep. Because there were at least, 3 wraiths in that section? Was it 3 or 4? Something like that? Yeah.
3. There's 3, because one gets dropped off by another Phantom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which
And
was
it's got,
another
like,
one,
that
which was another one that was wraith bombing from the Phantom as well.
Yeah. That's it, yep.
Or rate bombing.
Wraith bombing, yep. That's it.
Yeah, so A tier. Good,
A tier.
but there's better levels in Halo 3.
Yep. It's like with the Warthog section as well. I mean, Halo CE did better with the Halo level on that. Like with the Warthogs.
Yeah.
Like, and even though that was low poly and, stupid physics and that, I just feel the immersion was much better than it was in Halo 3. But
Yeah.
I don't know, that's... Yeah. All right. Is there any more you want to talk about with that one, with Savo?
Nah, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good level, but there's better ones.
Fair enough.
Let's see, which one will I give you? Nightfall from Halo Reach.
Oh, Nightfall. Okay. I'm going to start by saying...
Start the level with the handycam cutscene.
Yeah, the handy cam. That's right.
War Reporter.
The War Reporter, yeah. So,
Reporting live from the front lines against the Covenant.
there should have been a parody on that. So, opening moments instantly gave me vibes of Truth and Wreck when you're outside of the Corvette.
Yep.
Right? So that's already gives points. Now, where it died for me was the dam area. Like, or like the sections where you've got to like defend and all that. I think there was a little bit. One of those took a little bit too long. I feel like, and then there was a part with those two the Guta. What are they called?
Yep, the big local beast things.
Those things, right? They were only there once, so you didn't see them at all through the entire game.
An indigenous animal called Guta.
Yeah, was there a reason for that, or they just didn't want to add it anymore? Was there a story beat to that?
I don't know.
The reason? Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't see them used anywhere else on that level. So I was like, well, it would have been good if there was a bit more of that, or at least in the game somewhere. But like, there were some good sections in it, and the vibes of Truth and Wreck at the start. I'm gonna put that probably. I might put it in the. I'll put it in the B tier, I'd say, for that one there, because it is pretty strong, and I liked the weapon use, the snipering at the start. I think it started strong, but it's just towards the end it dipped for me. But I'll give it a B in somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Honestly, I would have said C.
A C.
Yeah,
Even
I feel
worse,
like it was just a little bit too long.
Too long, yeah. Some of those sections, and like you go one place to another, and it's like, why isn't this over already?
Yeah, and there's this whole idea that it's supposed to be like a stealth recon mission. But then there's this bit right at the end where you're doing this big firefight with...
That's right.
It gets busier right near the end, and you're thinking, if this is supposed to be a stealth mission, why are we having this big, kabooming fight that the Covenant would be like, there's some Spartans on our doorstep that are about to find our invading army. Maybe we should do something about that.
Exactly. Yeah, it did feel a bit disjointed in that respect, yeah.
But purely for that reason, I would say C tier. But yeah, I'll go with B.
Oh, good. Your turn.
All right, Chief, hit me with one.
All right, muchacho. Oh, let's see. There's one I'm thinking of, but I think we both have the idea on where to keep that one in this whole ranking order. But I'm going to leave it. It's the Silent Cartographer.
S plus. That's S plus.
Yep, I agree.
I don't think I even need to give it justification. It's quintessentially 100%. Halo. If you want to get somebody invested in playing the series, there's probably, I would say, 4 levels you would get them to play.
These two definitely being 2 of them.
2 of them are already in S plus, and I reckon the other 2 are going to end up there.
Yep, and I'm thinking the same thing. When it comes to the occasion, there's one of them that I think we're both going to agree on, or at least an S. But we'll get to that. But 100% agree with you, man. This one here is my next. I think I was mentioning in one of the playthroughs, or when we were doing the previous chapter of this, that Silent Cartographer was one of my favorite levels. It was in sequential order. Maybe I was doing it in my stream. I remember talking about it. It was out of this one, and without spoilers, 2 other ones.
Yeah.
And then yep.
I think it combines the right amount of outdoor vehicular action. Admittedly, you're not against other vehicles, but you've got that bit of vehicle stuff along with the indoors action, and I guess in a way beginning to put together some of the putting together some of the story.
That's right. But I think on that topic with the vehicles, right? From the levels before that though, the elites weren't in any vehicles. Apart from, you had the shade turrets, and you had a couple of banshees and that. But there were no wraiths or anything in the previous levels. So I think maybe from from their planning, like from the Covenant side of things, it wasn't in their planning thing for having vehicles to take you out at that point. I don't know, but then again, in Halo Reach, it was before all this, and they had all the vehicles, so maybe that might prove my theory wrong. But yeah, I thought maybe because of the progression of the levels and easing you into like what the Covenant's capable of. At this point, they hadn't decided, oh, we should probably use wraiths to take out the the army. But
I do find it interesting that you have wraiths and ghosts sitting in Truth and Reconciliation. That you're like, oh, well, this is what Covenant tanks look like.
Yep.
But you don't actually encounter them as active enemy vehicles until Assault on the Control Room.
That's right, and that's what I mean. Like from that point on, they're probably thinking, okay, we need to really step up our offense, and then they've decided, okay, it's time to start using our full artillery, and then that's it. All right.
Whew. Which one next? Floodgate.
This one's a good one.
Yeah? Where you ranking
this one? This one, oh shit. Now, despite what I said about flood levels, right? When it comes to Master Chief's version of the flood levels, I rank them very highly. This one is no exception. This one's going as an S for me.
Yep, that's where I was putting it too.
That's an S. Because previously, when you see at this end cinematic of the parasite coming through the slip space rupture, right? That cements what this level is all about. And
that's not at the end of Floodgate, by the way.
What? No, that was at the previous level, right?
Yeah.
The previous one, which was no. That's what I'm saying. So the one with the previous level where it shows a cinematic, it cements what this level is all about with Floodgate.
Yeah.
So basically, it's saying to you that they're back. They're back. So previously in Halo 2 and Halo 1, they were the main horrors, the flood, and then you just know from the previous cinematic on the other level where they were like, oh, what is that? Like, what is that enemy? Is it bad or something? I think Arbiter was saying it, and then Chief goes, worse, and you know straight away what he's talking about. And then you get to this level,
more brutes.
That's it. Yeah, I didn't know the full line of dialogue, but it was something like that. And then you get to this level, and then the flood are back, and they look terrifying as ever because they look more detailed. And this is the level where it has the Marine turning into a flood right before your eyes too. Yep. You have the traumatized elite going through all that insanity speech because he was so traumatized, right? This set a tone for Halo 3, undoubtedly for me personally, and we both, because we would both sit there when we were doing the playthroughs, and we saw, like, we would actually watch these things because of how impactful they were.
Yeah.
So
that Marine getting transitioned into a flood right in front of you.
Yeah,
and it's like you can't stop it.
That's right, and it happens so quickly. So it's just setting an example on what's going to happen and like what the flood are capable of. And I think for a story beat, that's already gives it the points. And obviously you're treading familiar territory with fighting the flood and using, I guess, the shotgun to counter them all the time. So that's a good familiar feeling. So to me that's an S tier level. That's an S tier.
Yeah, that's where I would have put it too. Purely for those two beats of like how quickly that Marine gets turned into a flood.
Yeah.
And that voice acting of that other Marine that was just freaked out of his mind.
Yeah, perfect.
Holy
perfect
shit.
That.
Like the one in Combat Evolved is iconic.
Yep.
Stay back. Stay back. You're not going to turn me into one of those things.
Yep.
But this guy's properly put fear into that voice acting. And that is just like next tier.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Very, very effective level for me.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
And again,
staying as
it's
an
one
S
of
for
those
sure.
ones where I
Comfortable.
say Savo Highway is a good level,
Mm.
but there's better ones, and Floodgate is one of those better ones.
Yep. Wholeheartedly agree. Now, my turn to give to you.
All right, Chief, give me one. Starting to thin the numbers out here.
Yeah, we are. I want to do a really good pick here. All right. Regret.
Regret. Oh, now
Give
let's
me your
see.
thoughts. Give me your thoughts.
We go over some gondolas and we go through some submarines. Fight some hunters in the underwater section.
Mm-hmm. Some good music in it too.
The great journey will not be postponed. Yeah, interesting. So you get the fight at the end with Regret, the honor guards. It's another one of those levels that when you're playing it on Legendary, the fucking Jackal snipers, man.
Yep.
Um,
That whole
look,
level was a disaster on Legendary.
I think A tier.
Mm-hmm.
It's again one of those cases where that's a good level, but in Halo 2 there's better ones.
I agree.
It's a good level. There's lots of different, like, you're fighting outdoors, you're doing corridors. There's good sort of exposition transitions when you're in the submarines,
Mm-hmm.
going between locations. It's got enough in it that it's like, yeah, good for progressing the story, and it's not just like rehashing terrain or anything. So, and being the continuation of Delta Halo, it gives it that, I guess, bit of you're familiar with the environment, but yeah, you move into a new phase of it.
Yep. I think visually it's stunning. That's one thing I can't take away from that level. Visually, like with all of the vistas and that, all of the the stuff in the background.
Even on the classic
think-
graphics.
Yep. I think it looks stunning visually. I agree with you 100% with that. That's a very good. That's a very fair placement.
There's going to be a lot of levels that are going to end up in A tier purely just because they're good levels, but there are better ones.
Yep, that's right. Because there's not really many horrible levels. Well, there are, but not overly as much compared to what's in the middle.
Yeah, I kind of don't feel like if there's going to be any, it'll be one that will go in D tier that I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's going to be others. Like, it'd be C tier at worst.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, that's Regret. Good level, great level, but there's better ones.
Yep. That's fair.
Cool. All right. We're saving a lot of the iconic levels for the end, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just giving it away passively, aren't we? Just whatever comes to your head. Whatever comes to your head.
Coastal Highway.
Coastal Highway. Now, this
ODST.
ODST. This is the one, because I'm not going to lie, I'm very unfamiliar with the names of the levels in ODST.
This is
the one at the end,
where
isn't it?
Dare and Fluffball are in the truck.
Oh, this is the one where you got to escort them to the end, yeah?
Yep.
On the highway?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hence the name Coastal Highway.
Yes. All right, smart ass. All right, with this one,
It's a highway that's on the coast.
shut the fuck up. So here I'm going to say, like I thought most of it was pretty boring. Not gonna lie. you could get through most of that. Well, depending on difficulty, you could get through most of that pretty easily.
Yeah.
It was only really the end section that was really good. I'm gonna say a C for that one, to be honest.
I'm
think
dipping it to C purely because of that fucking barrier that stops us from getting vehicles into that last bit.
that made you triggered, didn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
why leave the possibility for us to do it and then not allow us to do it?
Yeah.
If they close
stole
those
our
big
freedom.
doors and have it just be a little side access door that you can only walk through,
Yep.
fine. I'm cool with it. The fact that they left these big doors open and just put a little barricade there where it's like challenging you to try and get a vehicle over it, and then putting an invisible wall there that stops it anyway, fuck them. That's a C tier.
C tier, that's it. Are you sure it's not a D? You sure it's not a D?
No. This is like the disparity going in the other direction where it's like, it's annoying and it's frustrating, but there's worse levels.
Yep. Fair enough.
I mean, look, realistically, I would probably consider it a B. But, yeah, shared opinion, we're going to C.
We're going to see, yeah. Like, I'm going to be honest with you and everybody here. I don't go in much into detail with ODST because that's probably what I'm least familiar with. But when I get an idea on what the level is, I remember like the sections. So I'll do my best. If you do give me an ODST level, I'll do my best to give my thoughts on them. But yeah, I remember like a few main sections of ODST for sure. But yeah, there's a few in there that I can't quite recall. Anyway,
Coastal Highway was, I think, one of those levels that it actually works best when you're doing like the Vidmaster challenge, because I think if you do the Vidmaster challenge, it gives you ghosts, and the 4 players, because you got to do it with 4 players, have to get to the end of the level with the ghosts.
Oh, okay. So it's like a little additional challenge that people do.
Yeah.
To make it more interesting.
Yeah.
I see. Well, okay, one thing I will say in terms of this level, I like how, I like the reunion of the characters, the main characters. Like they see each other again, and then they go through the level together. That there, I think, is pretty cool.
Yeah. Bringing the getting the band back together.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like like all of the game is about finding your teammates, and you finally band together, and then you've got the two. Is it what's the names? It's Buck and what's the lady's name? I forgot her name. Dare. I thought it was Dare. I just didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. Yeah, when they finally get back together, and they're doing the mission together and stuff. That's all really cool. So yeah. Anyway, enough on Coastal Highway. It is now your turn for me to give you one.
Yep.
Ooh. Thinking. 343 Guilty Spark.
Ooh, okay. This is S+.
Yep.
The introduction
I
knew of the flood.
I knew you were going to say that.
Introduction of the flood, like, it just turns the game on its head.
Yep. Turns it into a horror game.
No dispute where that one's going.
Yeah, everyone will say the same thing. Turns into a horror game.
S+ tier, unless you're playing it on anniversary graphics, and then it's S tier because it's too fucking bright.
Yeah, it ruins the immersion on anniversary. 100%. It's funny, now that we're on this topic, see, out of those 3 S tiers, which one's the highest S tier so far?
Oh, you're gonna ask me to rank them within the S tier?
Yeah.
S+?
S+ tier, yeah.
Guilty Spark. Cartographer
Guilty
Halo.
Spark is the... Yep. Cool. It's very hard to do that task, though. That was just a once-off that I wanted to see what you'd say.
No, that's very easy with the 3 that are there currently.
Yep. Yeah, because that one there changes everything.
Don't get me to do it once we get more levels in S+.
Nah. No, I'm not that kind of guy. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, that one there. Like, there's not much to say about Guilty Spark. because that is literally a turning point for the game. It starts off as this, you know, Marines versus the Covenant, and then and you're already enjoying that moment. You're already enjoying those moments. You've got different types of levels. You've got, you know, more linear levels. You've got wide open levels. You start learning about vehicles, and then all of a sudden, you get this level where everything just turns mysterious and creepy. And the further you get into this level, everything just keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
So
it's the kind of thing where up to that point you've just got your head around. You understand the rules. You're a human. The Covenant want to kill you. You're fighting the Covenant. And then you're figuring out the story of what this ring world is. Putting the pieces together. You've just got to the control room. You kind of find out that it's a weapon.
Yep.
But before Cortana can explain to you that, it's not actually a weapon you can use against the Covenant without having it affect us as well, you go to 343 Guilty Spark, you go to this research facility, and you find the Flood, and you're just like, holy fuck, what is this?
Yep.
Just when you've started to figure it out, it gets turned on its head.
100%. And it just adds a whole new layer to the chaos of what's going on in the universe. And what makes this level even better is there's a desperation of wanting to get out. And there's one elevator that sends you down.
Yep.
And there's blood all over the walls.
And when you watch like YouTube compilations of people's first encounters with the Flood, and they get to that lift and they go down, everyone's reaction is like, what the fuck is this? Why am I going down?
Yep. And the elevator that you want to go up, it gets destroyed. So you can't, it's just saying, nah, you're not going back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the perfect level, that one there. It's God tier. God tier. Alright, is that safe to say we've wrapped up that?
Yeah, I would say so. Alright, what am I going to throw at you?
Oh God, it's probably the shittest level.
I reckon I am going to throw... What do we got? What have we got left? Oh, I'm going to hold off on doing that one. Gravemind. Let's say Gravemind.
Oh, for me, Gravemind, that's an S. Easy S.
S?
Yep. I would say S+, but I think there's slightly better. But Gravemind to me, like, I just love the start where you're thrown in, like, because this is where Chief just teleports in, right? And you've got all the brutes attacking you, and you're trying to fend for your fucking life with just one single needler, right? And then you eventually kill the brutes and you pick up their carbines. But the way all this stuff, like all of these corridors and that, it's the progression. What I'm getting at is the progression of the level and how, like, you experience a bit outside, and then there's the brutes with all of the brute shots. So the army starts to get more intense, I think, at this point. Like, the army's crazy. And then there's the part, this is more in the Halo 2 anniversary version. But when the music kicks in, I think it's like before you go in that outdoorsy area. I really like the music in that part as well. It's got like this upbeat sort of music, but also serious at the same time.
Yeah.
It sounds very contradictory, but I really like the music in that part. And of course, we cannot forget the very end of that with, are we allowed to say it, or are we going to get copyright struck just by mentioning it? Breaking Benjamin's track right at the end. I mean, come on. To cement that, and you've got that huge war, and you can either watch it play out with the brutes versus the elites, or you can get in the fight. It's your choice. Even though Cortana says to you, it's probably best to sit it out. If you want to go in all guns blazing, you can fucking do that. I just think there's a lot of key moments in this level that are awesome, and this is also the same one where you rescue all the Marines from the cells, isn't it? Where you go down in the... Yep. I love that part. Yep, I think everything gelled together well on that map, or in that level, sorry. Yep, easy S for me. Easy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The only thing I would say on top of that that really sort of cements it there for me is, yeah, I agree with you. There is a couple of better levels that I reckon will end up in S plus, or at least higher in the S tier than this level.
Yeah.
But that opening cinematic as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way the Gravemind
damn.
lays it all out to the Arbiter, and Chief is like trying to say, yeah, this thing is not what your prophets think it is.
Yep.
I think just cements it. And, you know, hearing Regret and 2401 Penitent Tangent talking about basically the same thing, you know, this one's quarantine and this one's containment are the same.
Yep. And then it just puts Arbiter to shame. Like, they're just laying down what it's all about, and they don't care what he thinks, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was perfect. That was such a good introduction. And it's the first time you see Gravemind, isn't it? That's the first time, hence the title level.
Yep.
Level title. Yep. So
it's really
and seeing
the
that
only
big
time.
ass thing. Yeah, because in Halo 3 you don't really see it. It's just like you see parts of it.
Tentacles.
Tentacles, yeah. And the remaster cinematic of that is just next level god tier.
Oh, it looks fucking disgusting.
It looks disgusting, and that's what was so good about it. That's what was so good about it.
I'm pretty sure, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's D. Bradley Baker that voice acts Gravemind as well.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that don't know, D. Bradley Baker, he voiced all of the clones in the animated series of the Clone Wars, and also voiced Appa in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Or did the sound effects, whatever, for Appa.
Okay.
And yeah, he just sounds completely different here because he's got this like really awful sounding
He does.
awful
He does.
sounding voice. I try and do it, and I do it for like 5 seconds, and my throat feels shot.
Yep.
I'm not even going to try and do it right now.
Yeah, save it for later. All right, so now from me to you. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're getting through them.
We are getting through them. Okay, I think I know what you're gonna rate this one, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Well, we have to get to them all eventually.
Yeah. Halo 3's Halo.
Yep, S plus.
I knew that was coming. That was obvious.
No, actually, look, realistically, this... Honestly, I jokingly say that because I'm actually saying it's S. It's made up for, again, by the Warthog run. Yep. But all this level is climb a pyramid, fight Guilty Spark, get to the Warthog, drive the Warthog.
That's true.
It's actually not really a lot that happens in that level. It's iconic because of the Warthog run to finish the game.
So you think the Warthog run alone is an S, or would you put it into the A tier instead? Because most of that level is a bit lacky.
Most of it would be A tier if it wasn't having the Warthog run at the end.
So the Warthog run was that good to put into the S.
The explanation at, you know, the end with Guilty Spark, sort of saying like, oh, you know, you are Forerunner. You get that like full on confirmation of everything that had kind of been alluded to up to that point.
Yep.
That's the sort of thing that kind of gets it into S tier. But the fact that it's just like, oh, you fight some flood up the side of the control room, and then you fight Spark. Then you get out of the control room, you fight some Sentinels on your way to the Warthog, and then you just drive the Warthog.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, there's actually not that much to it. It's just iconic because it's the last level of the game, and you do a Warthog run.
That's right. And let's also not forget, you got Sarge's death in there as well, which is very emotional. So for a story point of view, it is that one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So from a story point of view, like, you've got the emotions running high, and then you've got the high octane Warthog run at the end. Like, I think that all cements gels pretty well together, to make it an S tier.
It's probably high S tier, but I would say it just falls short of S plus because of that.
The ascension going up the control room and that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like the same. It doesn't have the same impact as Assault on the Control Room or, what's one of the long levels in Halo 2 that's like kind of more iconic.
Long levels. Well, they're not usually.
Yeah, they're not
Maybe
really as long. It's like
Metropolis,
not an uprising.
The Uprising, yeah.
No, that's the Great Journey I'm hovering over there. Yeah, Uprising. Well, you can't even see the cursor anyway. Never mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, high S tier, but I think it just falls short of getting into S plus because of it being a bit lackluster.
Yep.
It finishes on a high note, don't get me wrong.
It does, yeah.
But
in cinematic.
the first 60 to 70% of the level is a nothing burger.
Yep, that's a very good point. There's better openings than that one.
Fight me in the comments. I know that there's going to be some people that are like, oh, it belongs in S plus.
No,
iconic.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But it is a very good level, though. Very good level. All right.
Okay.
You got to throw one at me.
I'm conscious that I'm going to avoid throwing ODST levels at you if you're not confident talking about them. So,
probably best you do that.
Pillar of Autumn Halo Reach.
Oh, the final level of Halo Reach.
Ignoring the nostalgia for us with it being the end of our Dead is Dead run.
Yeah, putting that aside, scrapping it out.
Just thinking about the level itself in the context of the game.
Yeah. Okay, so just really thinking about this one because as a whole, I like the level. Not love it.
Yeah.
Now, I like the end sequence where you meet up with Keys and then you pass the torch while being Cortana to the Pillar of Autumn.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very impactful scene to lead on to Halo Combat Evolved. Love it. But by this point, there's been few too many survival segments, right? You had a lot of them in the... What was that one with the... Long Night of Solace, is it? The one with in the dark with the sniper rifles and that? There's just
Nightfall.
been too many... Nightfall, my bad. That's the one. Too many survival moments. So for it to be at the close to the end of the level, that was another part that kind of annoyed me. I wasn't really engaged in that whole thing to hold it down until they arrived at the pad. And then there was the mongoose ride up until the scrapyard section, which was okay. I liked the speed of it, but there wasn't really much to it apart from a couple of set pieces there's scarabs there or something. You had to go under the scarabs and around the windy roads. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel very immersive, that part. I just wanted to get that over and done with. So for that, I'm probably going to put it as a B, to be honest. I'm going to put it as a B.
Okay.
A B. Yeah, I wasn't in love with this level. I didn't think it was amazing, but the end of it was good enough to...
I will try and make a case for you to drag it up to A tier.
All right, go on.
I
Challenge me.
I personally get the whole thing of like, I understand where you're coming from with, oh, there's just been so many of these like firefight sequences where you're just trying to hold your position, and you know, waves of Covenant keep coming. I almost said waves of flood. Whoops. Waves of Covenant keep coming at you, and it's just like, oh, son of a, are we done with this yet?
Yep.
But in the context of the story, kind of makes sense, because Reach is getting fucked at that point, right? It's overrun with Covenant. They're always going to be just sending more and more waves at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes sense that you've all had throughout the sequence of levels, you've constantly had this thing of like, okay, well, we need to hold this position against the imposing force. But the thing that makes it for me is this idea that you're reaching this end point where it's just been a constant struggle, and up to this point, you've had George sacrifice himself. You've had Cat get killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carter crashes his Pelican into that Scarab during this level. You know, you're getting this thing of like, you're all just sort of lurching it towards the end goal of handing over Cortana to Keys to kick off the rest of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that it does a really good job of putting the exclamation mark on the end of it, that it's like, yeah, you knew going into the game, because you get it right at the start, your helmet's on the ground, scorched earth, or scorched reach. That you know how the story ends. It's all just telling the story of how it gets there, and this just sort of culminates it all. And so, yes, it is one of those ones that it's like, okay, it's a decent level, but there's better ones in Halo Reach.
Yes.
But it's also got that, like, aura of culmination that says that it doesn't really belong in B tier.
Okay. So you think it's more of an A?
I reckon it's A tier.
A tier for you.
The boss way that Carter goes out, the culmination of the story, handing over, passing the torch with Cortana.
Yeah.
The nostalgia element of the Pillar of Autumn and Cortana and Keys. You know.
Yeah. Look,
I
think
the good thing is with this level is that it doesn't start with the Halsey handover of Cortana, because fuck Halsey, what a bitch.
No, I hate Halsey. I hate Halsey so much.
But it's the whole thing of like, yeah, the rush to the end to actually, kick things off.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's no doubt about it. For a story perspective, I think it's a very good level in that sense. What you said, you've nailed it 100%. But I just feel that in gameplay wise, like, it just didn't work for me. It just didn't. Like that ending section with the turret part was cool. I like the turret part, but then like again, holding off all the waves. I know that for a story purpose that makes sense. But I feel that there could have been more, I guess more ways to fight the hordes, because I feel I was very limited, again, with weapons. Similar to Halo 3 with Savo Highway, I feel like I was limited. Like, there was a couple of, like, DMRs on the wall, or maybe, like, SMGs. There was something, spikers or something like that. But I just feel like there could have been, like, maybe, like, were there any stationary turrets or anything like that, just to make it more diverse with different weapons?
But
you know,
again,
like if it's going to be...
But again, I feel like that's sort of telling in the sense of where the story is at as well, because it's like it's in the end game of Reach falling to the Covenant. You're not just going to find a warthog, a Gauze hog lying around. I'm not saying
vehicles.
I'm just picking an example. An example of something, you know, a Gauze hog that hasn't been properly munted by the Covenant at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
you know, yes, you might find, because you're so close to the Pillar of Autumn, which is a ship that's very well stocked with weapons, you might expect to find some guns around, just kind of like lying on the ground with dead Marines and stuff. But yeah, this late into the conflict, there's going to be scarcity, and you're going to rely a lot on picking up and using the tools of your enemy.
Yeah, that's true too.
I associate the Pillar of Autumn a lot with, like, Rogue One, the movie, the Star Wars movie.
That's a good good comparison there.
Because it's very much like you're fighting to get the plans to the Death Star. You're fighting to get Cortana onto the Pillar of Autumn. The Pillar of Autumn is like the Tantive 4. Leia is Keys in Rogue One. You've got to get the Death Star plans to Leia. You've got to get Cortana to Keys. Yeah. There's a lot of similarity there in how the whole story comes together, and the part that you play in playing through that level is you getting that last bit of intel, that last detail. What am I trying to say? That last piece of the puzzle off the planet.
Yep. Well, you've accomplished your mission, basically.
Are you saying that in the sense that I've accomplished the mission in dragging it up to A tier, or?
No, not quite. You've accomplished the mission in the game where you've done what you've set out to do, and then obviously he sacrificed himself because he can't survive.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from. It's strong in the story, but the gameplay wasn't it for me, so I'm still leaving it as a B.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fair. I've tried.
You've tried. I've tried. Yep. All right. Your turn. Let me see.
Maybe give me an ODST one.
You want an ODST? Okay. It's probably a good time. The one... this shows how much I know what the levels are called. The one where you run across the beam and then you said you were down and I thought you died. What's it called?
New Metropolis Police Department Headquarters.
That's the one. What do you think of that one?
Okay, so let's see. We start at the top of the building. We fight our way through some rooftop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go across the crane. And then we fight some more rooftop stuff. Shoot a lot of banshees, shoot some phantoms. There's not really a lot that happens in this level in the grand scheme of things.
There's not, is there? It's mostly just rooftop battles, and then
you're gonna get picked up by your buddies, but then they get shot down, and then you determine that you're just gonna walk out of the city.
Yep. Could this be a D for you? It sounds like it's very
it's low down.
Very meh.
It's
very meh.
The only I guess good part with it is again that factor of like reuniting with the boys sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah.
I think it's not D tier. It's probably low C. Because it's not bad. There's just not the same sort of... There's not the same sort of action to it as you get in, like... what's Uplift Zone? Or... fucking... Savo... No, not Savo Highway. Kazingo Boulevard.
Oh, yeah, Kazingo, yeah.
So... yeah, look, there's not a lot that happens.
Cozy.
See it is.
Yep. Fair call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't see there was much on that either. Like, yeah, a couple of rooftop battles and things, and but the part going across the the huge scaffolding was pretty cool, like where it would rock. But that was more of a shock factor thing, really. It wasn't much. That was okay. Like, it was a good set piece. I will say that.
Yeah,
but it was only the end that really held it up.
It was brought down by being like a scripted set piece, though.
Yeah.
It's not particularly dynamic in how it shakes and how the banshees affect it. It just does the same thing every time.
Gotcha. Yep. All right. Hit me.
Oh, let's go. Sierra 117.
Oh, the first level of Halo 3, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is that just the cinematic?
No.
Oh, okay. Because what was the cinematic? I thought it was that for some reason. Yeah, Sierra 117. Now, this one, it's definitely up in the... I'm going to say... at least an A. At least.
Personally,
now,
I would say it's an A at most.
At most?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go into why in a moment.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to say straight off the bat is that compared to the previous entries, this wasn't a very strong first level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd agree with you on that.
It's just okay. Chief wakes up, and then you're trekking along with Arbiter and Sarge. I think that's a very good, a good team, and I think that's very enjoyable to go through all that. But most of the time, like you're in familiar, you already know who the brutes are. You're pretty much fighting the same enemies again, but there's nothing really new to show you. Like you have your abilities and that, I guess. Like, you've got your different types of gadgets and stuff. But it didn't feel very, like, I guess, impactful as Halo 1's first level and Halo 2's first level. Like, it was like, okay, yeah, it's cool, but it's nothing amazing. And then you had the part where you rescue Sarge from the dam, wasn't it? That's the same level, am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Again, it's cool that you rescue Sarge, and then you have that fight at the end with the Phantoms and that on the dam. But it's something about it. It didn't feel epic, and I can't quite pinpoint exactly why that is. But as a whole, there was nothing really riveting about Sierra 117.
I'm going to say something that might help highlight it for you.
Go for it. Please help me.
If you're gonna put Pillar of Autumn in B tier from Halo Reach because of its gameplay, Sierra 117 is A tier at best because of its gameplay. I get that it's an introductory level to Halo 3, so you can't do a whole lot with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's not a whole lot that happens.
Yeah, you know what? I think with this one, because I can't really think of any amazing moments in it, it was all just pretty... I think it was played safe, let's put it that way. There wasn't anything like overly exciting, there wasn't anything boring. So I'm going to put it as a B, actually. Slide that into B, please. It's going into B. But it's not shit like C and D worthy, Like, it's nothing like that. It's pretty decent. I'm going into B. So, yeah. All right.
Because you got to remember, you're weighting it against... Is Sierra 117 as good as Savo Highway? No.
No, it's not.
But it's better than... Well, we haven't got a Halo 3 level in C tier, but...
So we got to weigh them up now. This is the thing. We got to look at our previous choices.
You're starting to get to the point where you've got weights that you can look at and be like, is it better than or worse than?
Yes, that's right. So I guess that helps us in a way, so we can get a bit of a gauge. But now it's your turn.
Yep.
I'm giving you. I'll give you another ODST because I won't be able to answer them properly. Mine will be just stupid ass reviews on those levels. Bottom right. What's that one?
This one?
Mm.
That's the only one where you kill the police officers in the Oni HQ.
Oh, fuck! That's a good one. That. I personally like that level.
I think that's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So it's not a C tier. Definitely not. So I'm already saying it's at least B. Let's see. So you fight in the courtyard.
Yep.
And then you go inside. There's that bit of a firefight thing inside. And then you take the lift up to the rooftop. And you fight the guys on the rooftop. And then you get picked up by a dropship. And then you blow the building up.
With the Marines there, without a care in the world.
I do think that this is one of the better ODST levels.
Yep.
Purely because there's that like outdoor battle. Not that you directly fight the vehicles on this level, but it's an outdoor battle, and then you've got some indoor stuff, and it's like I think that bit inside at the bottom is a firefight level as well. So there's like elements of that firefight-esque thing. So, I mean, looking at the other ODST levels we still have, I'm saying this one's an A tier.
Yep, I can agree with that, actually. I really enjoyed this level, from what I remember.
And I'm also saying it's A tier because as far as it goes compared to the other levels that we've put in A tier, it feels in the same kind of band.
Yep. So it's roughly on par with Savo, Regret, and Outskirts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got those elements of...
That they're good levels, but they're nothing amazing sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, I can agree
The
with
interactive bits with, like, activating the trip mines or whatever it is on the bridge and blowing up the bridge. That's a cool set piece. I like that.
Yep.
And the fact that on Master Chief Collection you get, like, an instant killionaire out of it.
Yeah, that's all right. That's pretty satisfying. That's a good addition.
Yeah. So... I think there's enough variety in that. For it being an ODST level, there's enough variety in that it's A tier.
Yeah.
I'm without spoiling what's coming up, I do think there's, S and S plus tier levels in ODST.
Okay.
Might be only one, but
I want to know what those are.
yeah,
This should be interesting.
we'll get there.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to give them to you. They're all going to you.
We'll get there. So yeah.
Yeah.
The Oni headquarters or whatever it is. A tier.
Nice. That's a very fair vote for that. Hit me.
Okay, I am gonna give you, because we're getting down to like the ones that we're really saving for the end, right?
Yeah, I think so. It seems like it.
Just
Just go straight top of your head. As long as it's not ODST, top of your head. What is it?
Pillar of Autumn from Combat Evolved.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. This one here. This one is... I don't know how to describe this one. But I'm going to put this one... If I compare it to what we currently have in the S tier... Look, they're all Halo 1. That's what I love about this so far. I'm tossing up between S and S+. Now, I think out of all the starter levels, it's certainly...
One of them.
One of them. It's certainly one of them. I'm going to put that most... Oh, this is hard, man. This is a very hard one you put me in. This is a
This is where we start getting down to the hard part. And I'm actually starting to feel like we
yeah.
should have split this into another video.
Yeah. I guess you technically can though, can't you? Like if you split it off in like from the end of the infographic, you can split this up into a second.
Yeah,
Maybe?
what we'll do,
Yeah.
what we'll do when we get to the end, and I'm going to leave this in. I'm not going to bother freaking editing it. When we get to the end, we'll record the intro at the end, and then
okay.
when we do the outro for the debrief, I'll talk about the fact that we recorded a ranking thing, but we split that out into another video.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because I'm having a look at the audio track right now. It's 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, so for the first rank that comes to my head for Pillar of Autumn, I'm going to go an S.
Okay.
I'm going an S.
Yep.
I like how it starts. I love how it starts. I love all of that, and I love the introduction to the combat evolved Magnum. You can't go wrong with that thing. Again, the story. I can't fault that, and then the escape from the Pillar of Autumn once it gets boarded. That's all good stuff. My only reason why it goes into an S is because every single, like, for someone who's just started playing this game, every single room just about looks the same, and you get lost so freaking easy, right? Yeah. But that's being nitpicky, because everything else in terms of the combat, in terms of like teaching you how to use your flashlight, and like in those, what are they called? Those little sections where
little like maintenance hatches,
the maintenance shafts and that. Yeah, in those little sections. Even though you can get lost in them, but it's good that you can sort of flank the enemies. So you're already being taught about how to flank in level 1. Like, combat-wise and, like, mechanically, it's fantastic. But, yeah, I just feel like the way you navigate, it's easy to get lost. And it's pretty harsh for a first level. But putting that aside, great level. Like, yeah. So I'm gonna leave that as an S, though.
Yeah,
purely because of being lost.
I'd agree with that. I think as far as the first level goes, it's a good one. It does enough to, like, okay, you get out of the cryotube, and then it introduces you to how to move about. So how to move, how to run, how to look around, which they have to do because twin stick back then when it first came out, it wasn't as common to have 3D twin stick shooters. Sorry, I'm using twin stick in the wrong context here. Where
I know what you mean though, like dual stick.
A first-person shooter where you're using 2 thumbsticks in order to look around. So that wasn't as common back then. So you had to slowly introduce, and so the idea of getting from the cryo bay to the bridge, and then you get your gun. It's like, okay, well, now that you've worked out how movement works. Now we're giving you the guns, and now you can start shooting. So the progression was quick, and then it just threw you straight into the action. Right? Your ship's being invaded. You've already seen that there's these like aliens that are shooting energy weapons at humans, right? You got your gun. Here's some aliens. Shoot them in the face.
And it was satisfying as all hell.
Yeah. It's like, this is your introduction to the Halo CE Magnum, and here's some grunts that you can shoot in the face with it.
One thing I'm going to add with this as well is playing the original version in the low frame rates and that, right? Now, I know it's very jarring to play after we've been spoiled with 60 FPS and above with MCC, but what I'm going to say right now is, I think I mentioned it in my stream the other day, that it feels more visceral in lower frame rates. It actually feels more impactful for some reason. It more cinematic when you're in your gunfights. Like, if you can tolerate the low frames, it actually feels powerful.
It's funny you say that, because I'm sitting here right now at my desk, and I have sitting on my desk my original Xbox console.
Might have to start playing it.
The only thing I don't have is an adapter so that I can plug it into something that takes HDMI and not
Yeah,
RCA.
so you need like that little converter.
So I need to buy one of those little adapters that plugs
Yep.
into the proprietary Xbox port and then outputs a HDMI. But once I do that, I'm so keen to go back and play some original Xbox games.
I'm not gonna lie, it's hard as fuck to get used to it, but when you do get it, they feel good to play. They're
In the
authentic.
bottom drawer of my desk here as well, I have an original Duke controller.
Oh, that's it. You gotta kick it old school. Back to the roots. Yeah.
You pick that thing up now and you're like, Jesus, this thing's fucking massive.
Yeah, I don't know how we played with that. You're stretching your fingers to try and press all like the triggers and the bumpers. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, let's back to the
Pillar of
back to
Autumn's
the
A
tier.
tier. All right.
Yeah,
hit
A
me.
tier, A tier.
Hit
All
me.
right, so I'm gonna hit you. I don't want to give you a whole like clusterfuck of ODST levels right now, but
Nah, keep going if you want.
no. So I want to space them out a little bit where possible. Now, I think we all know where this is going. Quarantine zone.
Oh.
Yo, you're thinking. Today, Junior.
I really. Oh. Okay, let me talk through it before I put it in a spot, because it's gonna be down there somewhere.
There's no doubt about that.
That
Putting aside our saltiness, yeah.
That whole sequence of, going through those Sentinel buildings and having to both fight Flood and Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting through all of that and being faced with this gondola ride where you're then locked in this confined space, having to go... Essentially, you're doing that same sort of lift sequence from the Oracle again. And it comes back to that whole repetitiveness thing that the earlier Halo games seem to fall into the trap of. Halo 2 not as much, because there was no repeat levels, but there were a lot of repeat story beats, and that lift in the Oracle and the gondola in Quarantine Zone just felt too fucking similar.
Mm-hmm.
You're locked in a confined space. Well, it's not confined space, but you're locked in a confined area fighting Flood.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And
don't forget,
Sentinels.
it can be cheesed as well. It can be cheesed as well. You jump on that. Long pillar that you could go between, like inside it. So there was shit like that. It wasn't really play tested at the start. So
and so I feel like it just like it was just a little bit too repetitive for story beat wise, with it being an Arbiter level and you're stuck on this thing fighting Flood. The vehicular sequence at the start of the level was okay. It was unique to have Flood in human vehicles. Like the fact that you're actually going against a freaking Scorpion, where you're usually the one delivering the pain with the Scorpion, and then suddenly you've got one shooting at you, and you're just like, oh shit. But yeah, I'm putting it in C, because I just think it's too repetitive, like story beat wise.
Fair enough. That's a good one. I would have put it in D personally.
And the fact that we haven't even got to rating the Arbiter and the Oracle yet, but we're still referencing that they're just repetitive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving
Hit
on.
me, Junior.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with one of the special ones. It's time
Go
to start.
on.
It's time to start hitting you with the special ones.
Why do I feel that sarcasm?
I
go.
know where this one is going, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Go.
Where are you putting Assault on the Control Room?
A plus. S plus. Sorry. S plus. 100%. No thoughts.
No
extra
discussion
thoughts.
needed.
No discussion. There is going to be no debates. Right. This level is an absolute masterpiece from start to finish. Okay. Like, you've got. Firstly, this level. Like, you know how there's levels that confuse the shit out of you with navigation.
Yeah.
Well, in Assault in the Control Room, you've got arrows that direct you, like in the main hallways, right? That tell you, okay, this is the way in, this is the way out. So that's already eliminated in this level.
Yep.
On top of that, so you've got a mixture of linear corridors, like in the structures. Then you've got the mixture of the chaos outside in the open fields. You have tanks. You have wraiths shooting at you. You've got every vehicle, every human vehicle there. Warthogs, tank, if you want to choose that. I think there's ghosts in there as well if you want to hijack ghosts. There's just so much variety.
Teammates throwing grenades at the back of your head.
Yeah, there's that shit too. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, some guy just throwing grenades, man. But yeah, you've got everything at your disposal. You've got heavy weapons. You've got assault rifles. You've got pistols. You've got everything there. Like
Good variety of enemies.
100%. And you can play that. I feel like you can play that level however you want to. Even though you've got an A to B destination, what you want to do is up to you, and it always makes each playthrough feel fresh.
Yeah.
And you have one main goal, right? You get to the control room. You know what you have to do. It doesn't have to be so cryptic. That's your mission. So I just feel in terms of simplicity of the story and what you have to do, but the gameplay, what it gives you, like you can't fault to that.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of the perfect levels. Yeah, easy S tier for me. Easy.
S plus.
S plus. Sorry. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you say.
Awesome.
I just think it's one of those levels that you would introduce someone to, but it's not the first one you'd pick because it's a bit long.
Yeah, you got to get through the others first to understand like what you get thrown at you. Yeah.
Yeah. I think to be introducing someone to it, you'd probably be going with like Silent Cartographer. Not as long as the big battle right at the start and things like that. But Assault on the Control Room is definitely one that really, if you're not hooked on the game by that point, don't bother going any further.
That's right, because that's pretty much one of the staples of CE.
If you're not hooked by then, you're not going to be.
Mm-hmm. Because every other level is like good up until that point. So, yep. Your turn, sir.
Oh, I would say you'd maybe extend that out to 343 Guilty Spark. If you're not hooked by that point, then there's something wrong with you.
Oh yeah, because that's the turning point. That's the turning point. That's it. Is the turning point in terms of like the story beats and stuff, like, and the feeling of the game changes from that.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, your turn.
Hit me.
I'm going to give you. Oh God.
There's some dross that's still left here, but there's also a lot of really good levels.
I know this is where it's hard to pick. All right, sir. The Great Journey.
The Great Journey. Okay, so Great Journey. We've got the boss fight at the end. Against Tartarus. The Banshee sequence. You get back from that. You've got rescuing Sergeant Johnson. back from that, you're rescuing some elites from captivity, fighting a whole bunch of brutes, dodging a whole bunch of grenades. At least in our case.
The Banshee ride towards Tartarus.
Yeah, I mentioned that already.
Oh, you did? Sorry. Yep. My bad.
Yeah, look, I think comparing it to the other Halo 2 levels we've got there, it's better, so I'm saying S.
An S.
I don't know. Oh. It's high S, low S plus. I think Uprising is a little bit better than Great Journey. Personally. Which I would say, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I would probably personally say that Uprising would be an S plus. But this is very high S, low S plus.
Sounds good.
If we're ranking internally. Because I think it's better than Gravemind. But I don't know it's better enough to get it into S plus.
Okay,
personally.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I felt about the Tartarus fight. That's my only real gripe with that level.
Yeah, I think it was.
It could have been better. I think
it was good from the perspective of them trying something different.
Yes.
And I think the idea that you've got sort of the mini boss fight against the heretic leader, and the boss.
He's dead.
He's dead. The boss fight against Tartarus, but you didn't really have a boss fight as Chief.
No.
So there was that delineation there that it's kind of like, okay, when you're playing as Arbiter, you get boss fights. When you're playing as Chief, you don't.
Yeah, it's really weird that. But it's kind of good to take the spotlight away from Chief for a bit and focus on the Arbiter. I thought that was pretty cool, like having him with some of the serious segments.
I honestly am amazed that was as divisive as it was when Halo 2 first came out. I know that people have cooled on it a lot now because Arbiter has been explored and is like such a cool character. But yeah, the fact that it got the backlash that it did when Halo 2 first came out was surprising to me because it's like, still even to this day, I am very much in the camp of like, it's called Halo. It's not called Master Chief. You know, Master Chief is not going to be the only character forever. He's got to get replaced sometime.
Very true.
And then they tried to do it with introducing Arbiter. Not that he was going to replace Chief, but, you know, introducing some other characters and other stories. And it gets all this backlash. And then Halo 3, they go back to you just being the Chief.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think one thing that stands out to me in terms of Halo 2 with the switching, when I first started playing it, this is going back 2004. I was honestly shocked when I was playing as the Arbiter because, to what I saw at least, a lot of the marketing stuff was more around Master Chief. Like if you saw a lot of gameplay videos, there was Metropolis, there was Cairo Station, and they were all Master Chief levels.
Yeah.
So I was going thinking that I was playing as Chief. Now, I didn't hate the Arbiter, but I liked playing as Chief more than him, only because of how I knew of the game that was coming out.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But that's more of a biased thing. Like, if in an objective sense, like, that doesn't have any weight to the rankings or anything. It's just like, that was just my sort of shock factor. It's like, shit, I'm playing as the Arbiter. I wasn't expecting that, you know? Anyway, yeah. So, your turn to pick a level, is it?
Yes. Let's see. What am I going to give you? Oh, dude. We haven't really done a lot of Halo Reach levels yet.
All right, top of your head, what is it? What comes straight one? First
New
one.
Alexandria.
New Alexandria. That is the one
In the Falcons.
in the Falcons. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, from memory, is this the one where you're also like in the city area as well, where you start off and you're on your own, and then you got to fight through all the sui grunts and that? Is it the same level?
That's Exodus.
That's Exodus. Sorry,
This
my
is the
bad.
one where you're in the Falcons, you go to the nightclub and the hospital.
Okay. Wait, wasn't that one Exodus? The one with the Falcons and the
Am I
hospital?
getting them the wrong way around?
I think
Yes,
you are.
I
Yeah.
am.
Yes. So you're okay. Exodus for me.
Yeah,
I thought.
sorry.
I was like, hang on a minute.
Sorry.
New Alexandria's in the city. Yeah.
I am getting them the wrong way around.
Nah, that's all good. Okay. So Exodus.
You'd think I'd have it nailed down by this point, the amount we've played through.
Yeah. It's also getting pretty late too. All right. So I liked the city. I liked the whole cityscape and being at a high altitude. I thought that was really cool. I don't know how I felt about navigating point to point though. You know what I mean? Like, you've got a section in the club, you got a section in the club, you got a section in the hospital, and all of that. Now it makes sense because you're so high up, and you know you're doing all your objectives. But I think the fact that most of the level was just in the sky like that, and you're flying, it just felt like a lot of filler, I would say. So in that sense, I love the nightclub section. That was really cool. They had some really good set pieces in it. You know, that was the level where Cat got killed. Yeah, is it the same one?
Yep. At the end.
Yeah, at the very end. So there was things in that were very impactful. I think there was a very good balance of cinematic and gameplay. Yeah.
Very, very impactful, like the shot to her head.
The shot to that's a good one. Yeah. Didn't we make another joke when we were playing as well? There was something else.
You weren't making a joke, but you said that's a great shot.
Oh yeah, because of the
and then
there was a cinematic.
You felt the need that you had to clarify. Oh, I'm talking about the cinematic here, not the shot
That's
to
it, yeah,
Cat's
yeah.
head.
I remember there was something like that. Yeah, thanks for pulling me up on it. Yeah,
And it's like, mate, you didn't need to clarify that, but thanks.
'cause it was just the timing of that comment.
I knew what you were referring to. You didn't need to clarify it.
Oh well, I did it anyway. So, gameplay wise, cinematic wise, I think was a very good mix. I'm going to say Exodus. I'm going to put that as an A. That's an A for me, that one. But better than, I'm saying it's better than Savo Highway, but not better than Outskirts.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. That's just the first thing that comes to me.
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that
yeah.
because, like, as far as the level goes, it is better than Winter Contingency. It is better than Nightfall.
Yes.
Personally,
it's one of the better Halo Reach levels.
Personally, I don't know. Again, for me, I wouldn't know whether I would rank it higher than Pillar of Autumn. Because, again, I was trying to convince you to get that into A tier, but, you know, preference be as preference is. But, yeah, it's definitely...
I like Exodus better than Pillar of Autumn. I just do.
Yeah.
I just do. I think gameplay-wise, I felt it was better. Again, with what I say with Pillar of Autumn was the whole mongoose ride and that. It was just mostly a lot of nothing there. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a race to get to that point.
But you're comparing the mongoose ride being nothing to the Falcon flights between the locations being kind of nothing.
Yeah, but you also had the Banshees that attacking you at the same time.
Yeah, but you got
So
shit on the
it puts
ground
some
that's
tension.
trying to attack you in the
Yeah, but
mongooses anyway.
it didn't feel the same. I don't know. Like just in my opinion, I like the pressure of the Banshees while you're in the sky.
Yeah. Well,
While you're getting point to point.
You didn't like that one Banshee that
The one that got me, yeah, that I was
you
very
out.
salty on. Yeah, that was very salty on. But
your game.
I am removing that from the equation. Okay. So yeah, that's my opinions on Exodus. I think it's a really good level. A bit of filler, yes, but I think what it set out to do, I thought it was pretty good. So, A tier for me.
Yep.
You're up for me picking for you.
Yes.
This one I might give you an ODST just so we can sort of, get them out.
Yeah.
What is? I love how I start off saying what is. What about the one? So third row, third from the end.
This one? Oh.
That is ODST, yeah?
This one? Yeah, this is
like
Scav3nger Boulevard.
Scav3nger. Yeah, this is one of your better ones, from memory, yeah?
Yes, this is the one where you get the tanks.
Mm.
And then you've got the bit at the end where you don't have the tanks and you got to do that little firefight sequence. So, and like this ODST, all right, here's potentially a hot take. Okay. ODST had the best iteration of the Scorpion. I think it handled very well in ODST. And it felt both powerful but balanced at the same time.
Yep.
Like it felt like a powerful tank, but at the same time, if you took enough
did.
hits with it, you were going to die.
Yep. I agree with that.
So comparing it to what we currently have there, especially with what we currently have there with ODST, Scav3nger Boulevard is S tier.
Yep. I feel that's a very good rating for Scav3nger.
I think it had enough variety in it, even though it wasn't a particularly, like if you really think about it, it wasn't a particularly long level, although none of them really are.
Yep.
But it had enough variety in it that made it like, okay, yeah, this level's kind of cool. Get to shoot some wraiths, you get to shoot some ghosts, you get to shoot some scorpions, some phantoms, get to shoot some grunts and brutes with tanks. In your case, you get to shoot some marines.
I love shooting the marines.
Yeah, just a very well-rounded level, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like
I think
said,
so too.
Best iteration of a Scorpion tank in the series.
Yep, I agree with that. I would say Halo 2 was a close contender. I loved Halo 2's tank wit as well, like with the minigun and the cannons, and that controlled pretty well. But you are correct. With ODST, they did an amazing job with handling the Scorpions. For sure. Yep. All right.
Sick. Okay. I am going to give you... Alright, let's go. Cairo Station.
S plus.
S plus. Figured as much.
My favorite opening level in the entire series. Without a doubt. You had the cinematics, like the whole celebration thing at the start. And then that progressed into the threat of the Covenant boarding station. You were instantly thrown into it, like they said, quick, grab your weapons from the racks. You're defending against the elites and that breaking through the first door. And then from there, you go into those, it's like the hangar bays or something, where they board in from their own ships.
Yep.
Like, all that part was so good. And then it introduces going outside, so you got low gravity. and you obviously you've got higher jump height. The sound's muffled as well, so it's so immersive. And then you've got all the whole, like, the background looks amazing in space, and you can see Earth as well. Like, especially when Sarge says Earth, haven't seen it in years, and then you can see that in the background. Even that, what's that thing I always say where it's got that amazing sound every time it shoots, that huge cannon?
The Mac gun.
The Mac gun, the sound of that crash when it comes down. They didn't do well in the anniversary version, that sucks, but in the original version, like, that thing is amazing.
I still like the description I read about the Mac cannon, where it's like, it's just a massive thing that hurls projectiles the size of a 747 body at whatever it's pointed at. And that gives you, like, the context, the real world thing of, like, it's the size, the ammunition is the size of the body, not the wings and everything, but the size of the body of a 747. And you're just like, this thing's shooting shit that big. That's massive.
Yeah, that is giant. And just seeing, like, the scale of it when you're going down the elevator as well, like how big it is, and watching it, it's like a piston or something. Like, the piston come down, and then it shoots up into space. Like, that thing there is like, I just love it. And then the end as well, when you have to defuse the bomb, right? You've got that final combat section where, let's just say, the music is top tier in that part too. One of my favorite Halo soundtracks.
Yeah.
I think it's called Impend. I think that's the name of the track. And then you get the cinematic of him delivering the bomb back to the Covenant in the best way possible. Like, to me,
Permission to leave the station. For what purpose, Master Chief? Give the Covenant back their bomb. Great.
Permission granted.
Great.
Like, that there is just, you remember it. That's one of the first things I remember in Halo 2 was that. Yeah, I just think everything from start to finish in Cairo Station was top tier.
I genuinely reckon there's not a part of Halo 2 I couldn't quote from memory.
Yeah, because you're pretty much straight from, like, it's like muscle memory to quote it for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, like, you could give me a sequence, say to me, okay, do the dialogue from the start of Gravemind. I'd probably,
you would do it.
I'd probably get most of the way through it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I agree with you, though. I think where Pillar of Autumn is S tier, and Cairo Station is S+, it really does sort of take that to the next level, which makes it hit that S+.
I feel it does. Yeah.
Because when you think about it, it does very much the same thing. You start off, you do the little up, down, left, right. Do you want to do inverted controls or not? As every game does. And then you've got your movement sequence to get to the lift and then get into the little tram thing. Then there's a cinematic, and then boom, you're straight into the action. You pick up your guns and off you go. And you're starting to shoot aliens in the face.
Yep.
So it's very similar to the start of Pillar of Autumn.
But I just think it does it better.
It just does. It just does it better. And the additional thing, like you talk about, where it's like you go outside and there's different gravity and you've got to deal with the difference there.
Yep.
Where that doesn't happen in Pillar of Autumn. Like, if there was a sequence of Pillar of Autumn where it wasn't a maintenance shaft, you actually had to go to the outside of the ship to get, around a piece of the ship that had been sealed off. And so you went out into space and there was low gravity out there. That would kind of hit similar. And who knows? Maybe if there's a Halo CE remake, they'll do it. But we're not anticipating that. Whereas, with Halo 2, they kind of hit those beats and they do it better.
Yeah, Pillar of Autumn, but better. That's
what
pretty
takes
much the way I
it to
describe
that
Cairo.
S+.
They were experimenting with new things in the first level of Halo 2. Like, that gravity, for example. They experimented with that and it worked.
Yeah.
From the get-go, it worked. And then you go back in and you go in the airlock and you hear all the air compress, takes you down in that hangar with the bomb. Mate, I just think it's, and also realizing that you don't have an assault rifle, you got a battle rifle, and you're adjusting to a different weapon.
Mm.
And then that battle rifle suddenly became one of the most popular weapons in Halo history. So it just goes to show like what this game was all about.
Yep.
You know, it's got to have definitely got its low points, but my God, when the levels hit, they hit high. And Cairo Station, no pun intended because it's high up in space, but when it hits the mark, it hits. And Cairo Station was one of those, so yeah, definitely an S plus.
Definitely starts off on a high note, doesn't it?
Ah. All right, sir, your turn. So your turn for me to pick.
Go on, do it.
First thing that comes to my head.
Do it.
The Arbiter.
The Arbiter. Okay. So,
Why do I know? Why do I know where this is going? Why do I know?
This only gets the gracious thing of it being like the introduction to the Arbiter, and the whole story. Realistically, this level is carried by the cinematic that starts it off.
Yep.
I'm
story beats and cinematics. Yep.
I'm going B tier.
Yep.
And I'm going B tier only because of that cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
Gameplay wise, it's a C tier.
Yep.
But that opening cinematic of that level carries hard.
I'm trying to work out what would be the D one there. What would be D? Far out. Trying to think of anyway, but yeah. Yes, continue, please.
Yeah, so it's just that you're Spec Ops leader, you get introduced to the Arbiter. We know you're no heretic. This is the true face of heresy, blah blah blah. Then you get the armor, you go on the ship, you're talking to the Spec Ops leader, and that whole, like, these are my elites, their lives matter to me, yours does not. And the Arbiter is just like, that makes two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Where he himself is consigned to the fact that, like, my life has no meaning.
It's like self-depreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's admitting to the fact that his life has no meaning anymore. He has no value.
Yep.
That hits fucking hard.
It does. It does. And the fact that he's leading the team as well as someone who's accepted that. Because he was a leader, wasn't he? I am understanding correctly. Like, he sort of did have, because he's donning that armor.
Yeah. He
He
flat out says, "What use am I? I can no longer lead troops into battle." And again, this is me just like quoting. Truth is just like, not as you are, no, but become the Arbiter, and you will lead with our blessing.
Yep.
And that is the thing that is then like, okay, well, then he does get that status back, but he acknowledges the history of the Arbiter is that's a life ender for you, but also he hasn't earned that ability to lead again. He's been given it.
Yep.
It's just been handed back to him. Which I just think there's a whole sequence of depth to that whole cinematic for a character we don't even actually really know that well yet.
Yep.
And I just think it's amazing. So yeah, that's where I say that cinematic carries that level hard.
But I also did like about that level, was the introduction to the active camo, the camo on his suit, and they say to him that, yours isn't as advanced as ours, letting you know, okay, well, even though I'm leading the team, my version is inferior. So it's like you're starting to process. Well, fuck, this is weird, and so you're kind of at a disadvantage, and you're adapting to it, but you're doing exactly as like your teammates are doing, but worse in a way. But you're trying to lead. So
Which,
I found that pretty interesting.
picking up on that point though, I would like
Yeah.
to, like, if I had the opportunity to challenge one piece of Halo lore, actually, that's quite a. I will challenge this one. I would say there's a few others that I could pick on as well, but this is the one that I would pick on because your armor system is not as new as ours,
Yep.
and that's like their throwaway line for why your active camo doesn't last as long as theirs does for gameplay reasons. I think that's bullshit because you see at the end of Halo Wars 1, Forge kills that Arbiter and throws his body, or gets his body thrown off the side of a cliff. And then that planet gets blown up. They don't get that Arbiter's body back, so that armor's gone. And you're going to try and tell me that Arbiter's armor has carried through
all the generations. Yeah, that's a good point.
To the point where it's this old armor that
Yeah.
has such an old version of active camo that it's only lasting like 20 or 30 seconds. No, I don't buy it. I don't
So
buy it.
it can survive explosions and everything, and it stays in one piece, but it's got shit active camo.
It survives a planetary
Oh, God.
shield with a star inside it getting exploded so that the Covenant can pick it up again and hand it to the next Arbiter.
Yep.
No. I'm
Apparently,
sorry.
yes.
They're making a new suit, and that means that they can put new tech in it.
Yep. Unless it was like designed that way on purpose to make it like the Arbiter know that he's a pleb. He doesn't deserve to have like better camo or better features. I don't know.
That's the only like lore reason that you could put it down to, that it's
Yeah.
designed to be limiting
Yep.
because they're expecting the Arbiter to die.
Yeah, that's right. Because they pretty much say to him that he's going to die. So
You will
Yeah.
die as each Arbiter has before you.
all right, good sir, hit me.
Ah, Long Night of Solace.
Oh God. Long Night of Solace. Okay. I know I was complaining at the very start of that, but I will say the introduction to the very smooth flying mechanics, despite me barrel rolling into a station, right?
Hey,
I
me too.
love-
Me too. I can't laugh.
Yeah, I loved the flying in it. I felt it was very responsive and it was quick, slick, and using your weapons and teaching you like about how the shields work on the what were those little the seraphs, sorry, like the
Yeah.
ones where they have the So like it teaches you about the shields, how to maneuver like through the rubble on that. Like I felt like all of that worked very well, and then transitioning into the ship. Very good structure, I think. And I'm actually going to rate it higher than you think, and what I thought originally, thinking about that. Because if you think about like where it starts, you start off on the ground, right? You make your way up to the shuttle. Well, that whole area where you take off into space. Then you're flying the ship in space, getting used to a whole new mechanic, and then you're going into the ship. So I know it's been done before in Truth and Wreck when you infiltrate a ship, but I feel like with this one, it was pretty badass with how you docked on the top and dropped down from the top.
Yep.
And then this was also the same level where George met his demise, yeah? This is the same one where he said, Reach has been good to me, don't waste this, and he threw you out. Cinematic at the end was amazing. Very good differences in the environments. I'm putting this as an A. This one.
Okay.
Now. I'm putting it as an A.
I would correct you on the dialogue, but I don't want to be a complete nerd about.
Yeah. But I'm on the right rough track.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think is close to an S. I'm going to say close to an S, but
I would agree with
close
that.
to an S.
If you're gonna compare it to the other Reach levels we've got there, it's on a par with Exodus.
Yeah.
And it's better than the other 3 that we've got in B tier.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. I was just dreading reviewing it because of like the PTSD from hitting the station, really. Like that's, but no, when I first experienced
right
it was
there
really...
in the trenches with you on that one, or floating in space with you on that one.
We're still floating down. We're still floating. Yeah. It's like the elites are still falling from the hangar in Truth and Wreck.
Have they hit the ground yet? Let's report in and see if they're still falling. Oh, yep, there they go. Still going.
Still falling.
What gets me about that is, why do you die when you hit the station when George throws you out of the ship at the end of the level and you've got the gravity assist kit? And you're fine.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Oh, there should have been a meme where like George throws you out, right, and then it just cuts to like a death animation of you falling. You know, like with Chief flailing his arms or some shit.
Yeah,
it would have been good as. All right, am I picking yours now?
Yes.
It is my, yeah. All right. Okay, what's that level in ODST where you're flying the Banshees? Have we done that one yet?
This one.
Yeah, that's it. What's it called?
Kikawani Station?
See, I kind of didn't mind this one, but I want to hear your opinions on it.
Okay.
You're reviewing it.
Let's see. So, you got the initial sequence where you secure the landing pad where the Banshees are, and you secure the Phantom for Mickey to fly.
Yep.
Then you get the sequence of fly the Banshee, land, open the door, fly the Banshee, land, open the door.
Repetitive.
Fly the Banshee, try and open the door and it doesn't work.
So you
then you go on foot to open the door. Then you get another Banshee, you fight a Scarab, and then you fly out.
Yep.
It's repetitive, but it doesn't feel it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's one of those...
Why is that? Why is that? It's the same thing throughout the entire level, basically, but something feels different each time that you... Like, each doorway that you go through, something feels refreshing.
I feel like in the first section...
Yeah.
There's all, like, ground-based units. So there's, like, tanks and grunts with fuel rods, ground-based units. Yep. In the second area, you do encounter Banshees, enemy Banshees. And then when you get through that, you then fight in that tunnel.
Yep.
And you're on foot. And then you fight a Scarab. So it's got enough variety to it that you're not fighting the same types of enemies just through different sections of the city.
I agree. That's a good one.
It's got enough variety to it, and the action is there enough that it's giving you, it's pacing you by having you do the land and open the door and then get back in and fly through, or land and then fight to open the door from the other side and then fly again. That I just think it's a really well-rounded level, and one of the ones that kind of summarizes this whole thing of these ODSTs being a good team, even though, like Dare says at the start of the game, that they're all replacements.
Yeah.
But it's like, holy shit, are they effective replacements?
They are very effective.
So, S tier for me.
S tier, beautiful.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because, again, you compare it to Kazingo Boulevard, and I feel like it's got very similar beats to it.
Yeah, because whereas Kazingo's got the tanks, this one's got the Banshees.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
And
they do what they do.
I rate it higher than the Oni Alpha Sight. Alpha Site. That's
Yep.
the name of the level. Only Alpha Site. I keep saying only HQ, but it's not. Whoop,
alright.
scrolled down a bit too far.
Alright. My only problem with that one there, the one with the Banshees, I've already forgotten the stage, but it's just, it was too dark. A lot of ODST is too dark. That pissed me off, but that's being picky.
That's what you got Visor for.
Yeah, I know, but it's still like, I know you got Visor, but it just, when you've got that on most of the time, I don't know, I just don't really like the green, like the outlines and stuff too much.
Yeah.
I like it a little bit, just not too much.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. That's just a thing for me. Anyway, continue.
Can I quickly clear the deck of this one and say Mombasa Streets is D?
You hate it.
I don't hate it. It's just like... It's just you use that to go between the different levels. There's not really a lot that happens.
Yep. Apart from a couple of clusters of like brutes and that, but it's very lonely and there's not much in it. Yeah.
The only thing that would elevate it out of D is that smooth jazz.
Yeah, the jazz is nice.
The smooth jazz music, Marty O'Donnell.
Yep.
Michael Salvatore as well. That's just it. Like the rest of it, it's all just okay. This is how you get between levels.
It's like the bones
brutes.
of the game in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fight some brutes and jackals and grunts, but like there's not a whole lot that really happens in there.
Yeah, they never really feel like fun to fight either. They're just in little clusters. It's not like they're strategically placed really, unless they're on like overhead railings or
they're just the thing
things like that.
They're just the thing that's in the way of you getting to the next level of the game.
Yep, they're a roadblock, 100%. Yep.
Okay, so now that I've got through that,
Mm-hmm.
I just had to put that one in there.
No, that's good. That's good.
Let's
fine.
see. What am I going to give you? Sword base. No. Yes. We haven't done
Only
that one
sword
yet.
base?
Where is it? We haven't done it yet. Where is it on the list here?
It will be. I think it's.
That's
just having a look at
the package. Oh, sword base here.
It's only sword base. Yeah. So this one here. Oh god, this one's kind of tough for me. This is the introduction to the target locator, isn't it?
Yep.
This one here.
Yep.
I thought that part was pretty damn awesome. The target locator. And this was also a level where you had to destroy those turrets through the cores, yeah? Is it the same level?
No, you come back to this with the package.
That's right, yeah. But you have to activate those things.
Full circle for Bungie, asset recycling levels.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is a hard one for me to review because like I don't know this one even though I've played through it so much. I don't remember it in so much detail. Maybe there's not much that really strikes me as amazing in this level. I don't know.
You fight you fight in the courtyard. You get the target locator. You drive the Warthog to the communications outpost. You then drive it to the anti-air turrets, and then you drive it back to sword base. Fight some more enemies in the courtyard, and then you go into sword base. Fight some enemies inside to get to the top level, where you then use the rocket launcher to take out the Banshees. Yeah. That's the general sequence.
Yep. So what I liked the most in that was the indoor part, like ascending sword base.
Yeah.
That there I thought was way better than being outside. That's my opinion. But I did like the target locator section. But everything else, again, it's similar to that the starting level in Reach, where you're driving from point to point just to like do an objective and then come back or whatever. Like that to me, it just loses me. But when you're inside sword base and then you've got the rocket launchers and you're shooting down all those Banshees and making your way up there, like that part was great. So because half the level is solid, I'm putting this one and also plus the target locator, it's definitely not D or C. It's definitely not any of those. It's better than those. I'm gonna go a B for this one. I'm gonna go a B.
You got to ask: is it as good as Exodus or Long Night of Solace?
No.
Then it's B.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good as them. Yeah, B's comfortable.
I would agree with that. Like carrying the target locator all the way through that level, just so that you can use it on the Phantom at the end,
Oh yeah,
is like peak flex that you can survive with one gun.
Yep.
Through the whole level, just to keep that target locator for the end.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is a little bit like doing the Oracle with one gun, so that you can carry a fuel rod all the way to the boss fight with the heretic leader.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. The inside sequence is a lot better. Getting up to that level and fighting off the Banshees and the Phantom is good. For some reason, I always had it in my head that there was a Wraith down at the bottom of that section too, but there's not. But yeah, I would agree with what you said, and the fact that it's not as good as what we've got in A tier for Reach, does sort of slot it into that B tier.
Yeah. Where did we put? I'm trying to have a look at all the thumbnails. What did we put the first level of Reach in?
That is Winter Contingency is in B tier.
That's that one there. Yep. I like Winter Contingency better than Sword Base, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's a good opener. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. That's a good spot.
Okay.
All right. Now I'll pick for you.
We're starting to get down to the...
Yeah, this is getting good. This is getting good. Here we are, 12:40 a.m. and we're still reviewing fucking levels. Not even mad. Data Hive.
Data Hive C tier.
C tier, easy C tier.
I don't even have to think about that. It's...
Yep. Not shit, but not good.
Look,
Is that the best way to put it?
At best, it's B tier, but when I think about some of the other levels from ODST that we've got in C tier, I don't think it's better.
Nah.
But it's not worse.
It's like on the same wavelength, in a way. It's good. It's pretty cool though if you find all the data pads and you get that extra ending. Well, not ending, but extra sequence.
Yeah, that's cool, but that's conditional on you taking the time to find all of that shit.
Yeah, it's relying on the rest of the game to do that.
I think if I was gonna do anything, it would be a case of leaving Data Hive in C and moving the other two up. Because we don't have anything from ODST in B tier.
We do not.
So, I'm ranking it lower than these two, which means you could move these two up. Because you've got Alpha Sight in A tier and these two in S tier. Yeah. I'm kind of impartial to it though, because I yeah. At best, I would move these two up and leave Data Hive in C.
Yep.
I think I'll do that.
Yeah, that's fair. So wait, what are the two? Sorry, what are the two levels that you've got in B now? What are they?
Coastal Highway and NMPD HQ.
Oh yeah, well I know for a fact that Coastal Highway is better than Data Hive. Like that, that's true. And the HQ, yeah, I think that's good. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Very good, sir.
Yep. What am I going to give you?
My brain's very slow at the moment because it's getting late, but I'll do my best.
Metropolis.
Ooh, Metropolis.
It's getting pretty full.
This is this is certainly one of the good levels. There is no doubt in my mind about Metropolis.
Yeah.
The first instance of getting the tank,
getting across the
bridge, getting across the bridge, going through the sewers, going in the main courtyard area, doing all that. I felt it was a bit strict in the sense of when you get in the courtyard and then you go where that that little indoor fountain area is. There's a wraith before there guarding, I'm pretty sure, and there's a lot of jackals. I feel, and I feel the warthogs are pretty useless there in the high difficulties. You just get minced every time you step in the warthog or on the turret. Even though they say to you, "Oh, we'll use you on the guns, chief," and then you do it and you die straight away. Apart from,
to be fair, we got pretty minced on normal with the
on
wraith.
normal, that goes to say, you know what I mean? There's a part there that's kind of a bit of a bottleneck in terms of feeling power. You don't have much of it there, but everything else, leading up to that point, and even after that, when you see the scarab, and then boarding the scarab, and then we did that thing where we split up and went left and right into and then you fight all the elites inside. I think all of that was paced so well. So Metropolis for me, I'm putting that in the S.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
Yep.
I would say the only thing that drags it back.
Yep.
If you can say it drags it back, is that little sequence, like you were talking about, the little sequence in the little courtyard garden thing area.
All the jackal snipers, that area.
Yeah. Map generation wise, I understand why it was set up that way, but environmentally and thinking about urban design, I'm like, why the fuck is that a thing? You've got this.
This is something you'd pick up. Yeah.
You've got this road tunnel, and then a weird vent tunnel thing that goes off to the side, and then you're in a park.
Yep.
It's
it geographically doesn't make much sense.
My brain is looking at that and thinking about it where does that road go that continues on through the tunnel? And because you think about where that tunnel comes out and where that road continues on to, that road should be there somewhere.
Well, that's right. The only way you really can find out is if you no-clip through somehow and see where that road... It's probably going to lead right into a building. I don't know.
So, geographically, yeah, urban design-wise, I'm it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Which kind of pulls me out of it a little bit, but, in the grand scheme of things, that's being very nitpicky over a game. So, S tier is, where it lands, because I don't think it's as good as Cairo Station. It's on a par. It's on a par with Gravemind and Great Journey.
Yes.
And it's better
Metropolis
than... It's better than Outskirts and Regret.
Yeah, Metropolis is a very cinematic level. A lot of good things happen and impactful things happen in Metropolis.
Yeah.
Which I think that... to put into perspective, whenever I think of Halo 2, this level comes to mind with the tank sequence alone. And Cairo Station. Those two levels.
Impactful things certainly happen to Metropolis at the end of the level.
Oh, yeah, that's 100%. 100% correct. Impactful in a negative way.
Yeah.
But, yes, certainly impactful.
All right,
sir.
Look, shall we fire through a few of these easy ones just to clear the deck?
Clear the deck? All right,
Because
let's do it. Okay.
I think we know
Rapid fire.
the Covenant. We know where that's going, don't we?
Covenant. Oh, yeah. Oh, without a doubt, S+.
The Ark.
The Ark. Oh, see, I don't think S+.
Oh, don't you?
No. However, I do think it is S.
Interesting. Okay.
I know I say it so easily, but giving an explanation is hard because this is by no means a bad level. It is not. It just a lot of the level, because it's all based in like a desert biome and all that. It all just kind of looks the same, and then you've got the tank section, which of course is a legendary line. Tank beats Ghost. Tank beats Hunter. Tank beats everything. You got that. That's in that one, yeah.
Yep.
Same level? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay, so
yep.
I'm thinking of the right one. Good. Well, that's being done in Metropolis with the bridge. So it's like, okay, I like it as back. But I don't know. I just feel it was good. I did like the progression. It's just I didn't think it was S+ material. However, you are reviewing this. This is a rapid fire from you, so I want to hear your thoughts.
I don't really
this is
think
your
you
one.
can make the complaint that the desert biome feels all samey when the majority of the Halo franchise, the levels are Pacific Northwest, pine trees and white cliffs.
Yeah.
Like the desert biome that you get in Truth and Reconciliation and the Ark, that's different.
I don't know. To me, it just it was good. I'm gonna say it was a great level, but it just didn't hit the same for me. That's all.
Okay.
But let's But this is your level though. You picked it out, so I want if it's S+, go for it.
No, S works.
Do you reckon S works?
Yeah. This is rapid fire round, so I'm not going to debate it too hard.
Okay. Yep.
Uprising.
Oh shit. I'm putting that in. Oh, so this was one of the longer levels in Halo 2. One of the most chaotic levels in Halo 2 as well. Oh shit, this is hard. It's definitely a top tier. It's like in the top somewhere. You know what? We're going S+ for that one.
That's where I was putting it.
S+. Yep.
It's better than, because I said previously, it's better than Great Journey.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
Great
is.
Journey is already in S tier.
Yep.
So
No,
there's only
Uprising's better
there's
than that.
only one place it can go.
Yeah, S+. Yep. All right, give me another one.
Oh, Truth and Rec.
Oh, S+. There's no doubt about that. Even just the music alone
Yep.
outside.
Yep.
The introduction to sniping in the with the night vision, traversing the cliff faces, going into the ship from the gravity lift, like, yeah, great, fantastic level. Yep. Anyway,
Two betrayals.
down.
2 betrayals.
Oh god. Okay, so that one there I'm putting as A.
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 Okay, we're exiting rapid fire.
Okay, yeah.
We're exiting rapid fire round. Why are you putting that in A?
Oh, I've really shot myself in the foot here. Okay, so it's assault in the control room backwards, right? So we've seen it before, but this time it's got the flood, and the flood have been introduced already through Guilty Spark, and then the library was supposed to be like their peak, like, intensity, where where everybody hated like how hard that was, especially on Legendary. I just think that again, maybe asset reuse comes into it as well, and flying to destroy those is like those energy barriers. I felt like that was a bit annoying sometimes, like especially in that main open area where we kept dying, where you had to get the banshees and fly across. There were areas that kind of, I don't know, they didn't feel as good as Assault in the Control Room. That's the best I can say. In difficulty wise, I think sometimes things are a bit too hard in 2 Betrayals, whereas with Assault in the Control Room, it was more like it was paced properly with difficulty. So the fact that we're revisiting it but going backwards technically, and then you got the flood involved, I don't know, like. But then again, you've got stuff like Metropolis and that in S tier. Oh, this is hard. This is hard, man, because it's like on the cusp of, it's in between A and S, and I don't know. You know what? Put it as an S. S. S.
I'm glad that I didn't have to say anything to convince you that it was actually S tier.
Yep.
I just let you
Because
talk.
it was-
I just let you talk and convince yourself.
Yeah, because I'm having a look at the levels that we've got in S tier right now, and it certainly falls into that category. It certainly does, because we've got stuff like Savo Highway in A. We've got Regret in A, which I know is better than those levels. Yeah, that was a tough one. God damn it. But the reason why I put it as S in the end was because it still is Assault in the Control Room, and I love that level so much. And it's just like you're going in reverse. So, oh god, that's a hard one to rate. But yes, leave it an S. Leave it an S. All right.
Okay.
You give me one more, or am I giving you? What's the plan?
Was it? I think
What
it
would
was
you-
my turn to pick for you anyway. Before we
Okay,
went
yep.
into rapid fire mode. Delta Halo.
Oh, Delta Halo, shit.
Could we possibly make any more noise? Huh, I guess so.
You know what? Delta Halo. Again, a level that I like a lot. I actually think this is one of the best levels of Halo 2. If I'm gonna put it bluntly, I'm putting Delta Halo S plus.
S plus. Okay.
S plus. Yep.
Got the sequence with the tank.
The sequence with the tank at the start. You get dropped off at the start in the drop pods. Rocket launchers. You've got all those awesome looking shrines. I'm basing this a lot more on like the visuals and the like just the environmental detail in this place as well. But yeah, you've got the part where you got to bring the bridge down. Then they drop the tank, and you got the choice whether you want to drive the tank across the bridge, or you don't want to take the tank. So it gives you options. The fighting, or the combat is very well paced through the entire level. I think there's not really a dull moment in Delta Halo, if you ask me. I don't think there really is.
The way Cortana is just like, oh, you don't want the tank.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. We'll leave it for somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that whole sequence of like what's the chapter called? Off the rock, through the bush, nothing but jackal or something like that.
Yeah, that part there.
You go into that sequence on Legendary and it's just like Murder Valley.
It
jackal
certainly is.
snipers.
If
Fucking-
anything, like that'll be one of the parts you put into to make it into S tier. But like, I really liked all the locations in Delta Halo, and like how all of the combat gelled together.
Yeah.
You could use a mixture of weapons. The vehicle rides, they weren't too overly drawn out, and even like if they were pretty long, like let's just say you take the tank, everywhere through that you've got vehicles oppressing you. So you're fighting vehicles on the way, like, and then you make your way into shrines, and you've got like just nice looking landscapes as well.
Just don't
Like
drive the tank. Just don't drive the tank over energy shields.
just don't do that, yeah, because then it's going to spin out and do like a 540 in the air, and then
Sick tricks, bro.
yeah. Oh, that was funny as what a moment from you. Yeah, I'm putting that S plus.
Okay.
Yep.
Since you don't know a lot about ODST, Uplift
Yeah,
Reserve. Uplift Reserve, I'm putting in S tier.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, personally, I think Uplift Reserve is just a very cool sequence as far as the level goes.
Yep.
Start with Spartan Laser, which to be an ODST using a Spartan Laser is, pretty impressive.
Yep.
But also got some vehicle action that happens, and it's not a particularly long level either. So it feels very condensed and action packed, which at that point of the campaign, I think that's the second level you do. Yeah, I just think that because Bucks one is first, which we haven't talked about yet, but I think that really just sort of, this is the invasion of Earth.
Yep.
So I think it hits just the right spot to put it in S tier. Bucks level though, that's A tier. I don't think it hit quite as hard. From the sense of like, Buck is basically just trying to get to Veronica and just fighting some Covenant on the way.
Yeah, it wasn't very impactful story-wise. Like, there was not really a good motivation.
And it wasn't a very long level either.
Yep. I can agree with that 100%. Yeah. Good level, though. Like, I think anything in the A tier is really good.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a good level. It meets only Alpha Site, but it's not as good as Kazingo Boulevard or Uplift Reserve.
Yep.
So, cool. All right, we're getting through them. Why don't I hit you with Crow's Nest?
Crow's Nest on Halo 3. Yeah. Okay, so this one here, there was double backing in this one quite a bit, wasn't there? Like, you go up, back, and then up again, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's a few times you go up and back.
Go back to the control room. Or the command center, whatever.
Yeah. But then at the same time, you also had very good combat in between those things too.
Yeah.
Like, every section felt different in between those double backs. Like, for example, you with the minigun getting killionaires. You have the fights with the jetpack brutes. You've got the corridor of carnage with, like, when you're in, like, the tunnel areas, like, leading to those spots that you have to go to.
Yeah.
The hangar, you got the hangar battles with the turrets, and you got all that stuff. Combat-wise, it's awesome. And then it's got a very good ending where you drop down the elevator when it's exploding and stuff. You know what? I think Crow's Nest deserves to be far out. I find it better, not by much, but I find it better than Outskirts, which is in A tier. Alright? Because I liked a lot of Outskirts, minus some areas.
Yep.
But I'm putting that in S, Crow's Nest.
Crow's Nest in S, alright.
Yeah, Crow's Nest in S. Yep.
I'd agree with that. I was kind of looking at it, you might have seen me, like, picking up some of these Halo 3 level tiles.
Yeah.
And that was just me trying to work through, like, okay, is it as good or better than Sierra 117? It's definitely better.
Much better than Sierra 117.
Is it better than Savo Highway?
Absolutely
Yes.
it is.
Is it better than the Ark or Floodgate? It's
Not better
probably
than Flood. Not better than Floodgate.
probably about on a tier, on a par.
Mm.
So it doesn't go
I think
in.
it's.
It doesn't go into higher than that, but it doesn't go in below that because it's better than Savo Highway.
Yeah,
And this is
my
kind of
personal opinion.
Kind of the
Sorry,
point we're at now, where we're starting to look at the levels around it
Yeah,
to sort of see where it slots in.
which is good. This is actually really good though, because I personally think it's better than the Arc. That's my personal opinion, but we'll just leave it there anyway because it's an S tier regardless. So, but yeah. All right. I'll drop one for you.
Go on, do it.
No, we're gonna leave the best for last. We already know what that is. The package.
The package. So the package is reusing the sword base location. Look, realistically, I just can't see how it's better than sword base.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going any higher than B tier.
Mm-hmm.
The sequence at the end, I think, makes the package better than sword base, but I don't know that it makes it better enough to put it up to the next tier. Because that whole like firefight-esque sequence outside Halsey's lab is... It's okay, but it still has that whole thing of like, yeah, again, you're holding a location. You're fighting off a bunch of Covenant.
Yep.
So it's better than sword base, but it's not better enough to get it out of B tier, I don't feel.
Yep. I agree with that.
So I'm putting it like after Pillar of Autumn. Because it's better than sword base.
You mean before, because Pillar of Autumn's better than that. So you mean before Pillar of Autumn?
Yeah, no, after. Pillar of Autumn
is there. But doesn't it ranking from like, so top left is the best in B?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pillar of Autumn's 4th, and then this one is behind
The
it.
package is 5th. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that before? As in ranking wise, I'm talking about. No, I know not before it is in. Never mind. Never mind.
It's late.
Okay.
I get it.
Alright, whatever. I'll pick another one for you. Sorry, yeah.
One for you, or...
No, I'll do one for you. High Charity.
Oh, High Charity. This is... For me, High Charity is S+. Purely because it's just like the Flood in High Charity.
Yep.
Like, shit's just getting fucked.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was absolute carnage in that level.
Yeah, it's just off the wall.
Yep.
And
that desperation to escape as well at the end. You know, you have all that stuff.
Yeah, and the whole sequence of like fighting your way through this increasingly flood-infected High Charity to try and catch up to Truth. Find a way to get to... Like, even though you turn around at the start of the level and there's a Phantom right there behind you, or there's a Phantom parked over the far side of the landing deck, where it's like Cortana could just hack into that thing.
True. And you could have used that.
You could just fly across to the ship, to the key ship.
Will that plot hole make that an S? Will it?
But, like, aside from that...
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole sequence of, like, fighting your way through an increasingly infested High Charity and dealing with the Covenant and the Flood, yeah, it just hits all the right notes to me.
It does, yeah. And it's scary because it's dark and you've got, like, heaps of crazy shit going on. You never know what's around the bend, well, until you play it, like, 50 times, but for someone who's just started playing it, you don't know what's coming around the corner in each room, and yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Very good. All right, pick me one.
Do I give you that? No, I'm not going to give you that. Oracle.
I know what you mean.
The Oracle.
The Oracle. Now, I always get confused between the Arbiter and the Oracle. Is the Oracle the one where you fly the ship outside the station and you cut it down?
Yep.
Is it the one?
Yep. It is.
Yeah, that one there. Look, out of all the Arbiter levels,
this is the one where this is the one where you fight the heretic leader.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I liked because that was the first introduction to a boss, or a mini boss, and I actually felt that boss was pretty good. I thought it was good. How it had the holograms, and it had the you had to try and work out which was what, and they'd fly off into the vents.
Ask the
Fight
Oracle
was good.
about Halo. How the prophets would lead us to slaughter.
Yep. And then there was that whole speech, and then he rapidly started shooting him while he was listening to was it Guilty Spark?
More questions? Splendid.
Yeah. So there was that. I
would be happy to assist.
Look, I liked a lot of that level, especially when you're flying outside the station.
Yep.
That was really cool. And like taking down. Oh no! So there was the first section where you're fighting outside the station, but that was in the Arbiter, wasn't it? Where you first fly the Banshees, or was it all in the Oracle?
No. The first bit was in the Arbiter, because the Oracle starts when you go through the doors, and
that's right.
You see the flood on the floor below you, fighting the heretics.
Yep. So the introduction to the flood in that level, it wasn't as powerful as, let's say, Halo CE by any means.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty good. Like it was intense. You got the sword, like you had all the tools at your disposal to fight them. I think that was the same one with the elevator ride, wasn't it? Where I died, but I fell off the edge. Same one?
Yep.
Or was that the Arbiter? Yeah,
no,
Oracle.
It's the same one.
I felt like, at least in the MCC, I don't know if it was glitch, but that felt a bit too long. That ride, it was like one stop too long, I felt. Kind of nitpicky though, because the rest of the level was pretty good. Especially when the station's coming down as well. That was amazing. You know what? I'm putting the Oracle. I'm going S.
S. An Arbiter level that makes it to S tier. Wow.
I didn't think I would say that, but because normally the Arbiter levels I
say that, but then
really...
the Great Journey is in S and Uprising is in S plus.
Oh, true. It is. It is. But when I first played Halo 2, I didn't like it so much. But the more I played it, the more it grew on me.
Yeah.
And atmospherically, it's fantastic. A lot of variety. And especially when the station's coming down and it's got the whole thing of like how fast it's falling, and that shit was so good, and the gravity's affected too. To me that's a very good level, so that's an S. Yep.
All right. We're thinning the herd out now.
Yeah. So one from me to you.
Yep.
Okie dokie. I can already... I know the thumbnail. I just don't remember the level. The one with the jetpacks on Reach.
Yeah, this is New Alexandria.
New Alexandria. Yeah.
I actually quite like New Alexandria. I think there's...
I like it too.
Enough going on there that pushes it quite high up. Because I think it's better than... It's better than Exodus and... Long Night of Solace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting it in S tier.
Yeah, I was going to say
Um,
the same thing.
especially because that sequence where you get from the top of the tower to that waterfront area, and that whole waterfront area battle where you're trying to get the turrets back online to help get the civilians out.
Yep.
Where the Falcon flight at the start with Winter Contingency felt a little bit disjointed as far as like you're going from one location to another.
Mm.
The one on New Alexandria actually felt like you kind of had a purpose for going from point A to point B, but also you could do stuff while you were on the way. You could shoot at shit. You could shoot at shit and help save people. Like you could kill gravity hammer brutes and jackals and stuff.
Yep.
So and I mean that jetpack sequence was quite cool as well. It had enough
Bit
in
of
it.
Traversal.
It kind of broke it up a bit and gave you different things to do.
Yep.
In getting around
I think so.
around the level.
And it didn't feel like it was just there because of the sake of putting something in there to make it interesting. Like it was done pretty well in the level.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like they had a good purpose for it.
Yeah.
And a good sort of like motive to get across. So it wasn't just filler. It was placed very well to do that.
Yeah. It was what, a construction site or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
a lot of scaffolding and that.
You needed a way to get from point A to point B.
Yep. Here we go. Yeah. The final 5. Oh my god, we're nearly there.
We're nearly there.
We've pushed over 5 hours. Can you believe this?
5 hours of continuous recording, but we're going to split it into 2 videos.
Split it. I was going to say, split it into 2. But this was continuing from our highlight reel. So
yeah,
God, this is wild.
If you're watching this without watching the debrief, we've split this from basically the end of the debrief. So we already had like an hour and 40 minutes of that, and then or maybe 2 hours of that, and now we're up to over 5 hours because we've spent so much time ranking all of these levels.
This task is harder than it looks as well.
It actually is.
It's tough. It's tough. But it's fun at the same time.
Yeah.
So, we did not expect it's going to take this long.
Yeah. Tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear for me.
Well, yeah, where are we putting tip of the spear?
Oh god! So that was the Halo Reach level.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
do we feel it's better than the package Pillar of Autumn, Nightfall, and Winter Contingency?
Run me through I keep getting confused. Which one was the Pillar? Oh, is this the one with the tower?
Yeah, this is the one with the tower at the end.
The tower at the end.
You start with the grenade launcher.
That was the Wilhelm scream one.
Yeah, it starts with the Wilhelm, and I had that weird sound effect when you start the level.
Yeah, that's right. All right, what I will say straight off the bat is that opening sequence with the grenade launcher, I hate it. It doesn't work against most of the Covenant. You got to make sure it explodes at the right time. No, don't like that part at all. But what was the next part of that? Like before the towers? Something else.
You go through the sequence where you take out the anti-air turrets.
And there's like the open fields.
Long-range cannons or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's that.
There's the one that has the wraiths. There's the one that has the other wraiths.
And then isn't there a part where you've got to like you got to go in the ship or in the
then you get in the Falcon and you go from that point through the energy barrier, and then the Falcon crashes and then you're on foot going to the Spire.
Yep, I think honestly the only good part about that level was the Spire. So you know what? That to me, tip of the spear's going as a C.
Whew.
I don't like it very much.
Brutal.
It's not a D. It's not a D. But tip of the spear, apart from the Spire, wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling it at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf.
Which is the very last level.
Yeah.
Oh god, so this is a tough one because it's like it's an optional thing that you try to survive as much as you can because you know that it's your demise. This is more. I'm ranking this more on a story beat more than the gameplay because the gameplay is just survival.
Yeah.
Right? It's nothing like the previous levels. You just want to try and see how long you can survive it. Story-wise, it's emotional, right? It's heroic because he's let Keys and that go on their own, and he had the gun, as he said. He's like, I've got the gun. He stayed behind. In terms of a story beat, I thought it was fantastic, and it was really sad when obviously he died. For that alone, I think it holds the level a lot. It's very hard to rank this because I don't see it as a level too much. I see it as like an optional thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it as an A for this one. I'm going to put it in A.
An A.
This one's tough. Because a lot of the time I rank levels as more on the gameplay over the story.
Yeah.
But then again, that's very subjective. People rank things differently, but that's just the way I sort of do it. But
yeah.
It's still hard though because it's like I like it a lot for it to be possibly an S. You know what? Put it in S because it ended the way it did. Because of the way it ended the way it did, right? Put it in S.
Maybe I just shouldn't have said anything about the Pillar of Autumn and just let you talk about it, and then it would have dragged itself up into A.
You want me to drag up Pillar of Autumn so bad,
rather than trying to fight you on it. No, I would have put Lone Wolf in S as well, purely because it wraps up the game, but it also arcs back to the start of the game because. You start the game, you get introduced to Noble Team, and then Carter turns around and says, I've read your file. That Lone Wolf stuff stays behind. Like, I know that you are a Lone Wolf, but it stays behind. You're not doing that with our team.
And in this case, you have to be a Lone Wolf.
The team's gone.
Mm-hmm.
The team's gone at this point. You are back to being a Lone Wolf. You are the hyper-lethal shark that got you that reputation in the first place of being a lone wolf, and it sort of circles back around to that whole idea. Yes, you are a lone wolf.
Yep.
Survive.
Absolutely.
And, last man standing. Last man standing.
And I think that's kind of like, that's one of the reasons why, like, the story and also the gameplay, because it's so simple, it's just survive and see how long. Now, This is going to sound contradictory because a lot of the levels in Halo Reach, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like the idea of having to defend a post for too long and survive and hold a fort for too long. But in this case, because it's held together by the story as the motive, normally I wouldn't rate a story over a gameplay mechanic, but because they come so well together as a way to end the game, that's why I rank it so high.
I think if I was playing this for the first time now compared to back when it first came out, I freely admit when I finished Pillar of Autumn on Halo Reach the first time after it came out, and you had that cinematic right at the end. Cortana, all I need to know is, did we lose them? And it circles back to the beginning of Combat Evolved. And then the message from Bungie comes up that gets cruelly cut off in the Master Chief Collection.
Yep.
The message from Bungie comes up, thanking the fans for their support during the Bungie era of Halo. I cried. I cried at the end of that because I was like,
Yeah.
what a fantastic series. If it ends here, like, chef's kiss,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. Yep.
Where, again, the whole thing of Halo Reach is the Rogue One to the original trilogy of Star
Yep.
Wars.
Gotcha.
Halo Reach is the Rogue One to Halo 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And ODST is like this weird side story in the middle, which Star Wars has many of those that some of them don't really make a lot of sense. But we're not talking about Star Wars here. That made me shed a tear.
Mm-hmm.
If Lone Wolf, I was experiencing Lone Wolf for the first time now, I would probably ugly cry. Because the way it just comes up and says, objective, survive.
Yep.
And then at the bottom of the screen, it has the like chapter card, which, you know, we laughed at when we looked at it here, when we were playing it. There'll be another time.
Mm.
It's like, actually, no, there won't. Because this is the end of the Bungie era of Halo. And
Yep.
I think knowing now where the Halo series ended up going, I get quite emotional thinking about the fact that was the end of the Bungie era.
Okay. So it's got that emotional impact. Mm.
And so it's not just a story and gameplay thing for me that puts it so high. It's the nostalgic influence that it has now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was the end of Bungie Halo.
Mm. Certainly was. But I guess back then, though, we didn't really know that was going to be the end of it, or was... Because when 343 took over, was it known before, like when they released Halo Reach? Was it known then that that was the last one? Okay, so it wasn't like...
It was known then that 343 was a thing and they were going to take over the Halo franchise.
Okay, yep, that I understand, 100%. Yep. That's a really...
Fuck,
really
we should have finished on that.
Oh, what a missed opportunity.
We should have finished on that. Can I cut it so that we...
if you can get creative enough and do it, go for it. Okay.
All right, let's wrap this up. Holy shit. The Storm. That's the name of this level. The Storm.
The Storm. Shit, what happened in the Storm?
You got shot by Marines with rockets.
Oh, that's right, Halo 3. Halo 3 with the Scarabs and the crazy Marines and... Oh my god. See, call me crazy, but there were a lot of moments in Halo 3 where it just... The levels were good, but they weren't great. And I feel like with the Storm, it wasn't great. I did like the part where you could actually bring down the Scarabs. I thought that was like that the mechanics improved since Halo 2, because in Halo 2 like the whole thing was like boarding the Scarab was like nauseating almost. I liked a lot of that with the Storm. It is the same level I'm thinking of, right?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
But there was only one Scarab.
Only one Scarab.
There was only
That's
one
right,
ship.
because there's only one. But yeah, I liked the idea of like, you know, destroying the legs and bringing it down. That was a really cool part. And that explosion, my god. Like, nothing beats that explosion. in all of Halo history, I think that one there. Also in Cairo Station with the explosion in the background in space. It's like, I don't believe it. They're retreating. We won. And then the explosion happens. Like
This is bad.
they're
Real bad.
yeah. I think that explosion and this one from the Scarabs is on par with epicness. So there was some highlights in the storm, but I don't know how I felt about it as a whole level. Now, just comparing the rest levels we have here in these tiers. So, is it better than Sword Base? Yes, it is. Is it better than Sierra 117? Yes, it is. Is it better than... Is it better than the package? Yes, it is. Now, it's certainly better than Keys, and it's better than the opening level of Reach. I'm gonna say it's up there in A after Savo Highway.
After Savo Highway, okay.
Yep, after. Yep. Wait, so after, okay. So I'm thinking of better than Savo Highway. So is that before?
That would be up here then.
Okay, yes. So before Savo Highway then. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where I'm placing it.
All right.
Actually, no, better than Exodus.
Okay, well,
yeah, we're not
really going to that granular detail because we'd be here all night.
Oh, whatever.
We'd be here all night.
But we got all right.
We'd be here all night
left
if we
anyway.
do that. Cortana.
Oh God.
Honestly, I'm putting Cortana pretty low down the list because of those fucking interrupts.
Oh yeah, the Jesus Gravemind with his interrupts and Cortana as well. Yeah, that was bad for the pacing.
Holy shit, does that get annoying?
But I got to say that the creepiness factor was amazing in that level though. How creepy it was. They did well in that department. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It just frustrates me when you're playing through that level and Gravemind cuts in and Cortana cut in. We exist together now. Two corpses. Well, shut up!
Oh, I know.
Fuck off.
Yep, I can relate. It was so annoying. So let's imagine though that there was a mod where you could stop those interruptions. What would you think of the level then?
If you could turn that shit off, S tier.
Yep. I was going to say that too.
Because you can't turn that shit off.
It's going to A?
A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gets dragged. It gets dragged enough by those fucking annoying interrupts that it does enough to me to influence it down into A tier when it should be S.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's where it's disappointing. But I think that level as a whole was very strong, aside from those interrupts. And it was memed for being one of the most frustrating levels, worse than the library. So that goes to show the effect this level had on people.
Yeah.
So what's this last one here?
The library.
Oh my god, how did we forget that? Oh my god, that's showing how late
I left
it
this
is.
till last, asterisk, because I'm going to edit the Lone Wolf into being the last. Yeah, I left this till last because of its controversial status, shall we say?
Yep. Now, am I reviewing this one?
We could do it together. I just want to point
Let's
out.
do it together.
I just want to point out that like all of these cards have said Aloe.
What?
They've said Aloe instead of Halo.
Cards.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The level cards. Can you see?
Oh, okay.
They say Aloe in the bottom corner because the H
Aloe.
H
Because the H is cut off. Oh, I thought you. Okay. I didn't pay attention to that.
Aloe.
Hello.
All right, where are we putting the library? Where are you making your case for it to go?
Oh, for fuck's sake. This one is a very controversial. So, it's definitely not as good as Guilty Spark.
Yeah.
Guilty Spark was the pinnacle of the Flood to me.
Yeah.
Now let's make sure I back that up and there's nothing else. Okay, that's first on the list, literally.
Yeah.
Okay. The library, I felt. You know what? I'm going to be honest with this one and say this was one of the weaker levels of CE. There, I said it, fight me. But this is one of the weakest levels. Now, that's because of the repetitiveness, and I feel like it took a bit too long. Scroll up. I'm not saying it's like... I'm not saying it's C or D tier. Definitely not.
It only takes too long if you allow it to take too long.
Well, yeah, we speedrun it because we've been playing through it so many friggin' times. But someone who hasn't played it before, we've got to think of it in that perspective. Someone who hasn't played it before is going to be like either lost, and then as they're being lost, they're being ganked by Flood. Then you got rocket launcher Flood everywhere, which that was good. An evolution of the Flood changing like with new weapons. That was really good in the library because it was bullshit half the time.
Except for the time you took a rocket to the face.
Yeah, there was that. Yep. Iconic moment. Iconic moment. In terms of the lethality of the Flood, it's definitely a high point.
Okay,
I'm putting the library...
So it's not as good as Guilty Spark.
It's not. No,
but it's
because of the
better
impact.
Than Keys.
Of course it's better than Keys.
Is it better than 2 Betrayals?
Yes.
So it's definitely going in S tier then.
Hang on. 2 Betrayals. Oh.
Because your only two options are to put it in S tier with 2 Betrayals or knock 2 Betrayals out of S tier.
Nah, okay, it's not better than 2 Betrayals. I've just thought about it. It's not better than 2 Betrayals. Drop this one in A. That's right, folks. A Halo CE level in A tier. That is my final verdict.
I mean, there's a Halo CE level in B tier, so...
Oh, there is too, isn't there? Yeah, Keys. I didn't realise that.
That's
Damn.
it. That's our combined verdict on...
It only took us about 3.5 hours to do that, but we got there.
Yeah. Oh, look on the bright side. We didn't include Halo 4, 5, or Infinite.
Thank God. They don't exist.
Take too fucking long to do that.
They'll all be D tier anyway.
Oh, Halo 5 would be C and D tier. Halo Infinite had a redeeming level. I can't remember which one it is, but there was one that I really enjoyed. Halo 4, I don't know. I'm not even going to go too far into that. But
there's nothing in 4.
Oh, no. No, there was... Like, the last level of Halo 4, that kind of felt Halo to me. Right up until...
The boss?
Right up until the boss, how, like, cheap that boss fight was. Quick time event. But if you slice that out and keep the bit with Cortana dying... Spoiler alert. Keep the bit with Cortana dying... And the, like, flying the broadsword, longsword, whatever it is, fighter through the ship. That level felt very Halo to me. So that would have made it quite high up the list. Maybe not S+, but I think it would have been S tier.
Okay.
And the soundtrack to that level was quite good.
All right.
not on the same level of what has existed in the Bungie era. But yeah, it was still quite good. So that would have made it quite high up. But yeah,
Okay.
we're not really talking about Halo 4 or any of the other ones. We're
No.
done with that.
This is Bungie-era.
Yep. So I'm happy with that.
Yep.
I'm happy with that overall.
I think it's a very nice list.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip the order around a little bit and put Lone Wolf at the end.
Yeah. That'd be a very good idea.
I really
think about it.
I really feel like it's better to finish on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's our list of every Bungie Halo campaign level.
I think that's right. Now, what I will say, scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. To the B, so B tier. Now, I think your wish is going to come true now, because I've been thinking about the Pillar of Autumn on Reach. I've been doing a bit more thinking as you've been talking. All right. Now, I do like another section in it, and that's the scrapyard area. Is it a scrapyard? Like, what's that big open area where it's got, like, the sniper rifle and all of that, and you got all the elites running around?
Oh, yeah, the shipbreaking yard.
That part there I love as well. So, you know what? I think your wish is coming true. I think it's just going into A, because it's better. It's better than the opening level of Reach. I've been thinking about it. Chuck it in A.
Yes!
You finally got it. You've got your wish.
I just had to let him think about it and talk himself into it.
Yeah, it was going to happen, wasn't it? Because I've been looking at that thumbnail too long, and I'm thinking, I don't think it deserves to be in B. Because everything surrounding it, I'm like, okay, I've got my gripes with it, but it's not that bad. So, you know what? There we go. That's my final verdict on the Pillar of Autumn. No higher than that. But
that's great.
maybe the lateness got to my decision as well.
Yeah.
But leave it in A. I'm happy with that.
Yep.
All right, that's the final list.
That is the final list. Now, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna download the image. Stream paused apparently to Discord, but that's okay. Successfully downloaded. I'm not going to create a profile. Thank you. Sound off in the comments if you disagree with us on anything, but I am basically going to say that you're not really going to sway our opinion on this, I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe. If you make a convincing enough case, I could be talked into it, but I'm pretty set on where these are.
Yeah. Look, really, it's all opinionated. Everyone's going to have their own thoughts on different levels. It's not like we're going to say you're wrong for thinking this or anything like that. This is just our opinions based on playing the game, and
that's it. That's it. I'll be interested to look at people like Hidden Xperia and I think Eckhart's Ladder have also done this kind of list. I think Hidden Xperia did it for every Halo level, which includes like 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, right, okay.
But I'll be interested to see
how different it is.
Yeah, where our picks landed in comparison to theirs. See how close we got to having the same sort of thoughts about all the levels.
Yep.
But yeah, this is our list, sort of combined. I think mostly we are in agreement.
Yeah, I think so too. The only one that was really dividing was the Pillar of Autumn. And then I eventually caved. Oh, God, it took a long time, but it got there.
Got there in the end.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that's it. We're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. That's been a bit of a mammoth watch, but hopefully you enjoyed following along with that and us talking about why we rank everything where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
it. We're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, I guess. Don't know
Yep,
what
we're
don't know
not
what
sure.
it'll be, but
Whenever that is,
whatever
stay
it is.
hmm And, you know, as we always say, stay true, be 100% all the time.
That's it.
And thank you very much for sitting through that ranking list. And we'll catch you on the next video.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
See ya.
Oh, look at that.
There, you made me bees.
Tell him to make it count.
Your immediate